Blah, blah, blah. Welcome again. We are doing our podcast here, 2025. And, we're here on a Black Friday, not shopping as usual. And I say as usual because I don't actually like to shop. I don't actually remember the last time I went Black Friday shopping. I think the only time that I've ever gone Black Friday shopping was when I was much younger and when I was a kid. So, it's been a minute. But I don't know, man. When was the last time you guys went shopping?
I want to say the Fry's era, when Fry's was still around.
Yeah.
You're from the Valley, you know where that is. Rest in peace, Fry's.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't been to Fry's. I actually did go to Fry's for Black Friday one time. And I think I came out with a Bluetooth speaker and a couple of other things, But I don't know. It's been a minute. So I haven't really bought anything. I think everything you can get now is online, and you can just Amazon everything. So it's not really like we need to always line up for stuff. It's been some time since I've actually had to buy anything in person. And besides, I just feel like you get most of the deals anyway. TVs are a lot cheaper now than they used to be. I don't know if you remember. TVs used to be $1,400, $2,000, and I think you can get a really big ass TV from Costco for that's the maximum of $800. I think the technology's gotten more accessible and cheaper. So,
I'm actually in the market for a new TV because the one I have right now is when I first started my career. I bought it for $800 at Walmart. And that's the TV that I still have to this day, and it still works perfectly fine.
What's the brand?
Samsung.
Nice. I always go with Samsung too.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last TV you got? Do you remember?
The one you gave me.
Oh,
It was your 55-inch fucking behemoth.
Did I give you a TV?
Yeah. It used to be in your living room.
What brand
and you
was
got
that?
a better one. I think it's also a Samsung.
Korean.
Really?
Is that Korean?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember now what TV that was. Was it that 55-inch TV?
Yeah, kind of like a concave.
Oh yeah, the curved TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, that's where that TV went. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Also, okay.
That's
so
the last
you've
one.
been playing on. So you have that TV now.
Mhm.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. We're just gonna toss it out anyway.
But my first TV was also a Samsung LED. It was one of the first things I bought when I started working, and it worked up until the day I got rid of it. It's because it was just too small. I wanted a bigger TV.
And my TV, it shows no signs of degradation. It works perfectly.
That's awesome, man.
The way since the day that I bought it, it's working just fine. So that's why I haven't changed it because I really have no incentive to.
Mm. Well, sorry.
Yeah, I just I guess TVs were made at a higher standard, and the technology didn't evolve as fast as it does now. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a TV in a minute, and I kind of, my wife's aunt, she doesn't use her TV that's in their living room, and she was like, "You could just have it," but I was like, I don't know if I really want a TV. I don't know. We don't really have a place to put it. I don't think we even watch anything, so that's why I don't really feel inclined to get it, even though it's a nice big TV. It's probably about that size or slightly bigger. So
46.
basically, where am I going to put that? I just don't feel like I'd use it.
I'll tell you what though, my dad, he likes karaoke machines, and he's always in the market for a new karaoke machine. And for reference, my dad has a karaoke machine in almost every room of the house. But for me, my version of a karaoke machine is monitors. I can never have enough monitors. I would love to have monitors everywhere because I like to keep windows open when I'm working on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jason, I imagine it's the same thing for you when it comes to audio editing, right?
I just looking at the UIs. Software design has. It's so funny because you could, at least in the audio world, and I'm sure some of the video and photo people can attest to this, but when the UI is graphically pleasing, it's going to make you want to work,
Yeah, because you lose productivity switching through windows.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So multiple monitors, yes, is very
So
crucial.
we talk about Black Friday marketing. I'm actually in the market because for my version of MacBook Pro and yours too, you can connect two external displays. but
Yeah,
I want to get the 2 large concave ones, and then so I'll put them on top of each other, so that like amounts to maybe 4 external like mini.
So you
monitors.
want the Batcave?
pretty
look.
much, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's cool.
The Batcave. So you'd be like Bruce Wayne, like trying to, you just need Alfred.
Yeah, because there was one point, Tim, where I would give you a crime report of your area every day, and that's because I had a window open, and that was my Bruce Wayne command center thing. I had the crime report, and I would send screenshots to Tim. Oh, the stolen car, a couple blocks down your house.
Yeah, see, that's the reason why I didn't want to leave my cars out. But and sometimes you just don't have a choice. Kind of sucks now that it's kind of worrisome to get robbed, but it happens, man. Kind of sucks.
You guys remember that car deterrent or car theft deterrent, the club?
Oh yeah,
You guys remember that?
still keep it in my car
still
actually,
good?
but as a weapon, not as.
Yeah,
Watch out for this guy.
Does it actually work though? Have you ever my dad did that as kids. He would always put the freaking club. Actually, John still uses it in his car because he commutes to downtown LA via the train, but he parks at the Sylmar station.
Okay.
And so damn, hope I didn't just give it away. Well, I didn't say what car it is, but
Yeah.
basically his car has a club, and I'm like, well, he was just like, whatever works, he'll just put anything and everything, including that club. I don't remember that club though.
I think the technology was that it extends such that you can't do a full rotation of the steering wheel.
Okay, exactly.
It'll jam
that's
into
right.
something.
That's what it is.
It jams it to the window
That's
or
what
the
it
door.
is. So you got to break the windshield to drive
Yeah.
Oh,
and hit your thigh.
Eventually, it's going to hit something such that it limits your motion.
Oh,
Exactly.
I see. I just never tried to drive with it, I guess. But steering wheel technology has gotten better since then. Actually, you could argue it was already good because it had the lock on it. No, but what if they break the ignition lock, right? So then they could turn it a little bit. But no, I've never actually tried. I don't even know if it actually works, but I guess that makes a lot of sense. Or maybe just remove your steering wheel altogether. I have a removable steering wheel in one of my cars, and there's a little lock you could put on it too, so that they can't turn it or anything like that. So I don't know.
It's like a double deterrent to put a club on your removable.
Yeah, it's just one other
That's
step
pretty
to
funny,
take
actually.
for them to steal it. But also, your cars are diesels, the one that you park in the street. I don't think most car thieves know how to steal one of those.
No, in terms of actually hot wiring it, it's different. You can't just hot wire a diesel. It takes a lot of
interesting.
effort. So I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't know how to do that. Well, I might know how to, but but Hondas are very notorious for that. Hondas are one of the easiest ones to steal. You could just
steal
Google
from.
videos. Yeah, you could Google videos on Hondas and how to hotwire them.
Gee,
And
thanks, YouTube.
there's an indirect way to do it, meaning they show you how to replace the part, but then they even say in their video don't go out there doing bad things with this, So there are ways to do it. Of course, I don't advocate any of that, but there are ways to do it. Funny enough,
Didn't you have an idea for a deterrent for a catalytic conversion theft? Converter theft?
We talked about it. I don't know if I had my own personal idea.
I think it was pretty morbid, right? The one where if you stick your hand there.
Oh, it wasn't my idea for sure, but I know we talked about it because my catalytic converter was stolen from my Honda Accord a couple years ago in my work parking lot, no less. So,
dude, we need a Batman.
Well, I've always advocated for you to be the Batman.
yeah.
You have the monitors.
Out of the 4 of us, definitely. You're the best candidate.
Well, there's no denying that. Keith would definitely be the Batman. It's just that who would be his Alfred? Who would be the one to
the Robin
tend to him? The Robin. Who'd be the Robin? Jason can be the Robin. Robin.
That's cool.
Or was it Commissioner Gordon's daughter? Wasn't he her
Barbara?
Yeah,
Barbara Gordon.
His tech person for a minute.
Yeah, but then also his lover. Eventually, she became his lover.
That's true.
It was that one Batman cartoon, the animated movie. What was it? The Killing Joke. Yeah, it was The Killing Joke.
I think so. There was a movie where like him and Barbara Gordon like made love on the roof.
Yeah,
or
I think
like
that's
that.
what it was. And then she got shot by Joker, and then she got paralyzed.
Paralyzed. Yeah.
Oh. I don't remember this movie. I only saw clips of it on YouTube, but maybe I should actually watch it.
Yeah. And
I don't know,
remember-
because like there's a lot of like I feel like the one thing that DC has over the Avengers and the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff is that they have the potential to go darker. You know,
I was
like
thinking that. I was thinking that.
like
yeah.
that's the one thing that's like kind of separating them right now, and that's where the potential could be if Marvel were to really like delve into that. Like they could go into. That's why Deadpool did so well. Is because like it explored like these darker themes or like these more adult themes where like you can kind of say like more curse words or whatever, or you can kind of dismember people like for fun. It just took it to a different level, and then that opened the door also for Logan, that Wolverine movie where it was like much more gory and much more adult style. So I kind of like that actually, and you know like that. In and of itself is kind of, I guess, its own subgenre in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I think Batman especially can explore that. You know, they've kind of invented. I don't know the comic history. Somebody can correct us on that, but I don't know the comic history. But I feel like DC has more like universes, right? To where there's a Batman that does this, and there's a Batman where it's Thomas Wayne instead of Bruce, right? That's what that movie Flashpoint Paradox is about, which is a great movie where like Superman was captured by the government and he's weak, and then Batman is actually Thomas Wayne and not Bruce Wayne. The Flash's mom doesn't die. Right, and he's just a normal person or something like that. It was amazing, dude. Like Flashpoint Paradox, one of the best ones.
Which they incorporated in the most recent Flash, which was successful. Remember the one with Michael Keaton as Batman?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so where he kind of that's true. He gets to run through different universes where the Michael Keaton Batman comes out. That was an interesting one actually.
Yeah. That was pretty badass.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The way that Michael Keaton Batman was fighting the aliens that came, he was like planting bombs on their neck.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the most Batman can do, though.
Yeah.
You know,
he's got the gear. That's cool. You know.
Now, who would win, Batman versus Iron Man?
There is this thing on YouTube called Death Battle, where they explore the scenarios and like the repertoires of everybody. I forget where that one goes. There's like, look it up, Death Battle, and they kind of go through the reason why they have like a cinematic. They had one of the most
like
popular one
situationals?
is Goku versus Superman.
Oh.
But Superman wins every time.
Mm.
You know, because Goku would never use kryptonite on an enemy. Like because he doesn't want them at their weakest, he wants them at their strongest, right? So but they explore, and even after Goku went Super Saiyan God, like Superman still won or something like that. So there is an Iron Man versus Batman one because they're parallel. Because Batman and Iron Man are rich, they have technology and all that stuff. But I think Iron Man was the one who won. I forget. Like it's there. Like then they explain why. Oh, but you know this is that. But technically he would win because he has this and blah blah blah. And,
Well,
you know, so
I guess on a different playing ground, you can ask the question: who got more chicks, or who would get more chicks?
Oh, that's a good one. Who would get more chicks? If it's the Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man, I think it would be him. Just because he displayed himself to be a much like that first Iron Man, you could totally get that vibe. Do we know a Batman who was like that other than the Christian Bale one?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the more recent Batman was the Robert Pattinson Batman. He's like this dark emo guy.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, he
The
doesn't
movie was dark
play-
too. Like
He's not interested in
actually
that.
dark.
But isn't the Bruce Wayne alter ego usually displayed as like a playboy?
Yeah.
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 Even in the animated series.
You're absolutely right. I think actually, that's true. Even in the animated series, he's supposed to have this persona where he's just a fun philanthropist guy, like a billionaire playboy philanthropist, and that's kind of the vibe that he's been trying to go for. which also Iron Man does too, and I think that's the reason. It was explained very well in the first Batman with Christian Bale, Batman Begins. It's like you got to make it seem like you're having fun, so they don't ever suspect you to be Batman.
Yeah, it's a facade for sure.
Like he puts it up as a facade, not because, and he's like, oh, maybe you'll enjoy it too, so, something to that effect. But yeah, that's what I remember about that. So, but yeah, I'd probably say at least Iron Man up front, but we'd have to see a different Batman, to see if that would actually be the case or be something.
Yeah, I think a comparable comparison is Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man versus Batman the Animated Series, Bruce Wayne.
Well, yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like, I don't know. Like for recently though, I feel like superhero fatigue has been a thing. I don't think we're really into superhero movies anymore. Like, I think the last one I watched in theaters was the more recent Fantastic Four, which I actually thought was pretty good. And it just wasn't like in your face like the other movies had like a lot of political agenda behind them. So I kind of was like, dude, well, okay, can't you just make a movie just to make a movie without having some sort of political agenda to fill? And I feel like Fantastic Four had those elements without shoving it in your face, So I just make a movie to be a great movie, not because you have something you need to say behind it all the time. That's what I dislike about a lot of things now in general is that people are advocating for certain politics. I'm not a very political person, and as a result, I don't like putting it in movies too. I don't like it when a political message has to be like put across right in the middle of something, like the whole Lightyear thing with the lesbian couple. Like it was only for a brief second too, which actually I didn't mind. I didn't think it was a bad movie. Weren't we talking about this? Lightyear?
Dude, Lightyear was an awesome movie.
Buzz Lightyear, the new Lightyear.
Yeah,
didn't see
it was surprisingly good.
Yeah,
I avoided it for a while because I was like, I don't want to watch that, but I recently watched it maybe like a month ago, and
still holds up.
Yeah, I think it exceeded my expectations for sure.
Who is it? Chris
Evans.
Chris Evans,
yeah,
who was
Captain America, actually voiced that Lightyear.
Well, speaking of superhero series, he's not a superhero, but did you guys see the Penguin series?
No.
And I know that's in that same universe as the Pattinson Batman because that Batman's good. I actually do like that Batman.
So if ever you have spare time, that would be worth worth watching. That's actually pretty cool. Noted. That got me emotionally charged because a lot of the series, without spoiling the series, a lot of the series has you rooting for the Penguin, and then at the end of it has you absolutely hating him.
Push pull.
Yeah. And then it's a good segue into the next Batman film that's coming out, I think this year, 2026.
Oh.
Yeah.
Coming
Interesting. Up. Like I didn't even know. Well, actually, like I haven't had the time to sit down and commit to it. It's on HBO?
Yeah, HBO Max.
Man, we're like plugging this.
Because HBO Max has the DC universe in it. And
I see.
Some rights holding, sharing. Yeah, nice.
And then when I wasn't watching Penguin, because you know how you have to wait for episodes to come out the next week.
Also, they don't like put it all out at once like Netflix.
Well, now it's all out because this series came out last year.
Right.
When I wasn't watching the Penguin, I was watching reruns of Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, man, I remember some episodes, but I don't remember all of them. I feel like I want to run through those Batman episodes.
Yeah, that sounds cool, man.
Because like it's been a minute since I've actually watched like Batman.
Really good in terms of like development, storytelling, and especially for kids growing up watching it. Man, it's a dark,
complex themes, familial themes, crime.
Really well done.
Dude, I think you're right. I think a lot of it was like a lot to grasp as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think we were ready to handle some of these darker themes yet as children. So actually rewatching it as an adult is probably going to be like, whoa,
engaging. Yeah.
So like more so like, oh my God, I can't believe they did this. And they pulled these off when we were kids. Just like the Animaniacs. There's a lot of adult jokes in there. That
You're
just
right.
like went right over your head.
I enjoyed that as a
when you
kid.
were kids. And then now you watch it again as adults like, damn, There's no way they could do that today.
Yeah. So there's a documentary that profiles the greatness of Batman the Animated Series.
Mhm.
So if you start from the beginning of the format of the show, which is that introduction card, and it's usually a piece of art that gives you an idea of what the episode's about.
Okay.
So it could be like a little portrait painted about Scarecrow. So that was very artistic to begin with, but also the music. They had a
Yes.
full orchestra behind
Oh, yeah.
the soundtrack to the show, right? And I don't know how that's done for shows nowadays. I just don't pay attention to it. But to have a full orchestra dedicated to a show like
What
that,
a budget. Let's just talk
yeah.
about maybe the logistics of that, studio time.
Mm.
Nowadays, you could have a full orchestra at your fingertips on a keyboard with like MIDI, and I'm sure that was all real.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
someone took the time to compose it, and
All right.
there's like a 60 to 100 piece orchestra in a studio, and that costs like millions of bucks.
Yeah,
you know?
and then they put the episode on the big screen, and the conductors conducting the orchestra to play
Amazing.
at certain parts of the episode, right? Because the sound has to be synchronized with, let's say, I don't know, Batman doing a flip or something, or like
Yeah.
a
Punching
punch,
someone.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like before it's like wow, wow. Yeah. That's how
Adam West Batman.
the Adam. Yeah, exactly. The Adam
Oh.
West Batman that had those. But speaking on like real stuff, like I mean, music in general, don't you feel like has just kind of gotten like so much more digitized,
Mm.
like and so
Yeah.
much more AI. Like now the thing is AI, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Where
yeah, yeah.
like you can have like a completely AI rendition of a song now, and it's like nobody had to do it. Like I have a guilty pleasure of listening to AI remakes of existing songs, and some of them are just
Uncanny.
unapologetically bangers, man.
Yeah.
Like to me, the more recent one was like the Everlong AI. Like they redid it as kind of like this youthful, fun 80s band kind
Yeah,
of thing, and
yeah.
it was like sounds very happy and all that stuff. And it's so wild, but it's so good too. I listened to it like religiously for the past like 2 weeks. It's like so good. It's like, what's the point of having like cover bands now? You know, like you know what I mean? Like you can have an AI just cover the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like trippy to me that like AI is just getting so good at a lot of things. You know. And it's just kind of sad. It's just like it's cool and it's also not cool. I don't know if like there's like two ways. There's multiple ways to look at it, right? It's like yes, it sucks that people aren't going to be doing things maybe for quick things like that, but also like maybe that makes things that people do that much more genuine. That there's like that it's somebody who did it because there's flubs. Because these AI ones are too perfect. Actually,
Mm.
I don't know if you like. It's like you don't hear breathing either. Like,
Wow.
You,
Good
you ever
point.
think about
Good
that?
point, man.
Like you like whenever you hear songs when they're about to like scream something, like when you hear Brandon Boyd like yell or scream or sing something, it's like yeah,
Breath.
like-
There's a vocal fry to it.
Yeah.
Breathing.
Mhm.
That's a big one. Yeah, I didn't realize
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's one thing you'll notice in AI songs is that they don't have the breathing bit. Or it's limited. It doesn't feel organic, Like whenever we had songs, we had the breathing bits, like because you're about to sing something, or say something. It's like, they don't have that in AI songs, or not as prominently. So of course, and again, like it feels too perfect. I think like the music before was like you gotta have flubs every now and again, or some sort of like thing, like make it sound like you're sliding up the strings in the guitar.
I
You
was
ever
just gonna
notice that?
mention fret noise, like
Mhm.
twink, like you don't hear that on the AI versions. You're right.
That's true. Yeah.
So in my most recent rendition of November Rain on piano, I don't know if people caught it, but like I actually, because you know how like when you do like the bass chords or the rhythm chords, you're usually using your pinky on one octave
Yeah.
and then your thumb on one octave.
Yes.
But I think my pinky was short in one note, and I was like just sharp on one note. So it was like, so yeah, I just like I could have reshot it, but I wanted to leave that error in there just to let people know, hey, this was human.
This is real.
yeah.
Original audio. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, I think most people don't really hear those sounds because bass isn't really easy to get on a phone. So
That's
it's
true.
like,
Good point.
if you ever notice like some bass notes, you just don't hear it in like certain songs coming out of a phone directly. It's because like bass just sucks on a phone, like coming from that small of a speaker. Technology hasn't gotten that good yet, at least. But I think, just as Jason says, there's physical limitations to having bass on such a small speaker. So it's just the physics just doesn't work out. So.
If you could get the brown note out of a iPhone, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Super
like,
sub.
who knows? Maybe that technology
30, 20 hertz.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like it's just wild, but it's so good. Like it is one of my guilty pleasures, is just listening to these AI renditions of songs.
Yeah.
Well, I'm spoiled by Jason because not only did he EQ my car stereo, and then he also EQs our events, right? And we're spoiled with good sound. So I always take the extra step to connect my phone to either a Bluetooth speaker, because I got that Bose Revolve speaker, or I have those Bose headphones that sound really good. So because of like an EQ'd sound system, I will never go back to just regular like iPhone audio.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
Yeah.
that like our most popular video on YouTube is your EQ video. You should see all the comments that people have on that.
That's
It's just
really
like,
cool.
oh my God, my car was shit, and now it's great because I EQ'd it. I always refer back to this video whenever I have a rental. There's somebody like, these are organic comments. Like, they're really
Nice.
good, man. People
Was that
love
the
it.
Tesla one?
No,
Or the other
No,
one?
no, no.
Yeah.
It's
on his original car.
Yeah.
although there was the Tesla one, right? The first one we made was in his then Lexus.
Yeah.
And then so that video gets a lot. And it's just
Nice,
like, hey,
nice.
because Jason talks about the physical limitations of a speaker and why. and, He kind of explains it, like lightly explains it, but then he does also talk about how you can get more bass with just a stock setup, which, a lot of people would want something more instant, and it's just kind of like how it is nowadays. But, because in order to get truly good sound, you probably do need a sub and all that stuff, like to get a full, the full bodied experience.
Yeah,
But to be honest, like, most people either can't afford it, don't have the time to place it, don't have the money to have somebody place it,
The
something.
space.
Yeah, or the space. Yeah, like like my sub takes like almost my entire trunk space. So like, but yeah, like, and then so people want some more bass without having, because like, how many times I've rented a car and all the settings are just jammed all the way up. It's like treble,
sounds
mid,
weird.
bass, like it's like at 10 out of 10 all the time. Like when we rented in Hawaii, the audio was just like, everything was packed. It's like bass all the way up, and then treble and mid were just slightly behind it. And then it's just like, dude, that's not how that works, because there's always, just like you said in that video, there's like speaker travel. And, like it's like the what is it called? The speaker moves
woofer
back and
excursion.
forth. That's what produces sound.
Yeah.
And like the louder or more the settings are, the wider that goes. You want to have some like room for it to go back, so you actually have to dial back the settings instead.
Give it some room.
That's what people don't understand, is that you have to give it some like headroom.
Yeah.
You can't just max out on like the settings and then think that that's gonna solve everything.
Yeah.
So people don't understand that. So that's why that video does so well. Of all our videos that we have, that has like 6-digit views.
Where's my camera? Down. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. We'll put a
Yeah.
link to it. We'll
Right
put a link
there.
to it right here.
Right.
In my
Right
most
here.
recent trip to
Right
North
here.
Carolina, I rented like the basic bare bones Kia, and I put those settings on the stereo system, and it was bumping.
Kind of worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. Although there wasn't any sub, I did put all the sound in the front because it's just me driving.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it definitely made a difference. And I don't know whose
Awesome.
sound company's motto this is. It might be Bose, to where they say sound is energy. And yeah, dude, like a well EQ'd sound system could like make the difference between like a crowd's mood, or
Yeah, that's true. That's
whether
true.
it be good or bad.
Yeah. The concept, if I were to break it down and kind of in retrospect think about it and maybe even simplify it more, is like less is more. If you want to make room for something, if you want more, like reduce it, like make room for it. You can't just, it's like having a cup. It's like you're trying to put more water in there. There's no space for, I don't know. Check out the video.
Yeah. But a good example of how you know that the sound system sounds good is like when we were doing the last Christmas party that we did, right? And then
that was fun.
While during our breaks or whatever, we just like kind of like met together on the dance floor or whatever, and we were just like, damn, dude, this sounds good, right? And it's good when you're like totally engulfed in sound. You don't hear like any extra like annoying tones,
things that make you want to wince, like ow, or like.
Everything was like perfectly tuned, and we knew that because everybody was having a good time, dancing,
not complaining that it was too loud, because you could have loud, but you could also have loud and pleasing. Those two things can coexist.
They were feeling it, and a function of people feeling it is the quality of the sound,
which I'm very happy that you did that really well. And to be honest, that night I thought pretty much everything went our way except the band portion. Like, dude, they voted with their feet there, and they were just like not having it. They're like, fuck this. And then they started walking out. Party was almost over anyway, so probably people wanted to move to after parties. That's just maybe me trying to protect my own ego. But honestly, I think that formula just didn't work because I was a complete stranger to those people now. Not a complete stranger, but like the people that I knew weren't there anymore in that capacity. Remember when we did the 22 one? The one, was it 22 or 21? The one where it was probably 21.
It was
actually.
21. Yeah.
It was Christmas 21 because we also had the Indescendants gig.
Yeah.
Right? And then we were playing, we had the Bruyard gig, but then we also had the Cedars gig. And that one was just a bonus, right? Where we just get to play like a medley of songs. Mm-hmm. And it was so much fun. But I think, again, that has more to do with just the fact that I knew more of the people there. And I was an actual employee. So it was like, oh my God, our employee or like our fellow, our fellow coworker here knows how to do all these things. So that I thought that was cool in that sense. But like the next year, a couple of years after that, I was already removed by like a year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there were people I knew. It's just that they didn't know me anymore. So they're like, well, we don't have to stay here and watch this guy.
Right. Right.
Like.
So the irony is on that 2021 gig, we didn't practice at all. The most we did was whip out a notes document on our phone of the keys that we would play each song and the order of the song that we would play it in. No practice at all. And so when we're playing it, right, I looked at Tim and I was like, holy shit, it's working. Like, are we actually pulling this off? And we did. And then the irony is in the 2023 gig, we like practice
so much.
Dude, we religiously practice too, like at least once or twice a week, and then like we were just like, all right, cool. Me, Derek and Jason would meet up and just like, all right, we gotta fucking nail this or whatever, and we gotta be good. We gotta nail the timing or whatever. Like, we played like fucking. Take on Me, and it was just we went. The funny thing is, we thought we were going with a proven formula because we went with the same medley that we did for that 21 gig. Right? Yeah. And we thought, people may like this because hey, they liked it the first time. Why wouldn't they? But as it turns out, like when we played the thing, it's like 2 songs in, they weren't into it anymore. And then just like, this one guy was asking to request like, hey, can you play this in the middle of the set? It's like, come on, dude. Like, you're going to talk to me while we're playing? Like, how insanely rude, like, so and to his defense though, it was a pretty long set. It's like, when am I gonna actually like put in a request?
Yeah. So, I kind of take the blame for that because I think one of you guys, I think it was you, Tim, who asked me, like, are we going to go on? And I guess it was my call. And I was like, well, on one hand, they're really feeling the DJ set. We should keep this going because they're really feeling it. But on the other hand, I was like, well, why did we put in all that work into practice? So what? Like, we put all that work in for nothing. And so I was concerned for your guys' morale to be like, hey, we put in all that work for what? And like, Keith's going to make the call to not like have us play. So then I was just like, you know what? Let's go ahead and play. And then so that's when we went on. But in retrospect, I felt like we should have started with a banger first, such as "Don't Stop Believing," so they could sing along to it.
Yeah. Actually, "Don't
Yeah.
Stop Believing" was the one song they liked.
Yeah.
But we kind of kept that in our back pocket because it's just like we know that's the song everybody knows. You know, that's the song everybody knows how
Yeah.
to sing along to, and it's just like
Yeah,
You
it
know,
would have been the
it's like
finale, if anything.
yeah, and it kind of was our
Well, yeah.
finale. But and people were like into Jason playing the solo and all that stuff, so that was really fun. Yeah, man, but it just didn't go our way that night, and in terms of that, and to be honest, like they were just feeling the DJ, and to be like, again, I feel like the biggest allure of the band in general before was because I was there, I was one of them, and because I had been so removed at that point, or already pretty removed, it just didn't make any sense to have the
Yeah.
band anymore.
Perhaps there could have been more vouchers from people that knew you, and then vouching for you to the new folks, but that could only go so far.
Yeah, and we did have our biggest voucher, which was Alfred Kim.
Oh, yeah,
I miss you, Alfred.
Yeah.
I wish you would come here. We're not here to have political discussions anyway. But anyway, main point. I wish we did. I mean, I wish he came back, and I also was very happy he was our advocate too.
Advocate, that's the word.
Although I felt like I think he left early that night. I
Well, a
think
lot of people were trashed.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
that. Yes.
That includes him. I think he got pretty fucking wrecked, and I think he was stressed too running that event, getting to that point. It was a lot of stress. Like coordinating something that big, and to get like the worst part is having everybody pay you, because there's some people you don't want to nag and hound like, hey, you need to pay me, which is kind of their job. And then you have people show up anyway, so at least if you can get like a good amount of people to pay, that's the hardest part. And I think he got so stressed that he just kind of drunk himself out of the party. Something to that effect. So I don't remember seeing him later that night. But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him in a while. I don't even know if he still works there, to be honest. I don't know what's going on with that crowd anymore.
Well, that dude was on the up and up. That guy's career was taken off from when we sat down with him at that one restaurant, because it was like going to be his last party, and then because a lot of things were looking up for him, like he was accepting a higher position elsewhere. So yeah,
That was him? Yeah,
good
that was
for
him.
good for Alfred.
Yeah.
I think he did get like, because I think he was trying to get a different position elsewhere in the hospital, but I don't know if that actually worked out, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure. Is that
Well-
bleeding through the sound?
You're good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Just look curious.
Yeah.
You just gotta stay put.
Jason's dad plays some dope ass music here.
Is the radio still on?
No, I just don't want there to be any copyright strikes
Oh.
because we're playing music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just as long as it doesn't bleed through, we're okay.
So how does copyright strikes work? Like, does it have to be like a 1-for-1 match, or can you play covers and it still be like?
Depends on the rights holders, because I think the
Yeah.
Eagles are notorious for this too. You
They
can't
have
even,
terms.
like freaking Rick Beato. He's like, I can't play the riff to this song because I'll get a copyright strike.
Wow.
Yeah. He talks about it too in his videos. He's like, he'll have like this top 10 riffs of all time, and of course, Eagles, Hotel California. It's a very memorable riff. And he's like, I can play the chords, but I can't play the actual riff. And he's like, I'll get a copyright strike from the Eagles.
That's interesting, because I did see a dude cover it, both rhythm and the picking of Hotel
Pretty
California.
verbatim. Pretty.
Yeah, pretty
Pretty
verbatim. And he also had the tabs underneath too.
Oh. That's helpful for me.
I don't know how that works. I think you have to put it under a certain kind of video to where you can, like, you're openly saying I'm not going to monetize this or something like that, or you have that disclosure already, so that I think people, cover artists, they have that kind of YouTube setup where it's like, oh no, I'm just putting out covers. I'm not actually like claiming I wrote this song or something, because I think in general, when you put out a video, you're putting it out as the original author, and then or maybe you have your YouTube account to where it's like, no, this is just my covers account,
Yeah.
or something. It's like you kind of have to say it. I don't know if there's any like lawyer stuff involved, probably, maybe, I don't know, to where like they don't get in trouble and they can cover these things, and maybe they don't necessarily make money, or make like maybe allocate some money towards them the original artists or whatever, so that they know. Or the rights holders like Universal Music Group or whoever, that kind of thing.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because like I felt like I asked that question already knowing the answer, because a lot of our covers on YouTube, they have some sort of verbiage like written and performed by this artist, rights owned by Universal Media Group.
Right, we did that. The publishing company and the record label are listed. We've done that in the past, and
I think even the year too.
Year,
we
copyright
have the
year.
year, and so
yeah.
I don't know how that works. I want to make sure we don't get in trouble. That's
Don't
why
flag
I put
us.
that. Yeah, don't flag us. But
Sorry.
that's exactly my point. Is like I don't want us to get in trouble, so I put those like, hey, it was actually recorded by this and blah blah. Like really, we only have our songs, and even then, I think I've put like Indescendants.
Yeah, because we have an Eagles cover, right? We have "Please Come Home for Christmas," so
Which I think is also a cover. The Eagles did that as a cover of a different song.
There's
So
whoever
that's
wrote
probably
that.
why they don't really claim that one.
I see. I kicked my camera. Can you check? If-
No, you're good.
Okay,
I'm
good, yeah.
looking at you.
Still in frame.
It's fine. But yeah, man, like I don't know, like we should do one again this year when you come home.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily a Christmas one, but we should do a concert one.
I'm
you know?
down.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it, I guess, and
Yeah.
see which songs we want to play.
Yeah. Not AI. It'll be all organic, guys. So
Yeah.
us 4 humans.
I don't know what it is just recently, right? But I guess, like I'm single again, and I guess I was out in the dating world, but then the dating world can get kind of fatiguing for a variety of reasons, right? But then, when you invest into like an interaction, you can kind of get disappointed or, and then I was like, at one point I was just like, all right, this is like obviously causing me like some stress. So I need to invest in something else. And that thing that I'm investing in right now is music again, which is why like we're going to Guitar Center after this. We're going to channel our inner gearhead. And just recently, I've just been getting into all the instruments. Dude, like I spent when I'm not doing jiu-jitsu, I'm playing something. Yeah.
Man,
It's good to have an outlet. I mean, I've said
Yeah.
it before. It's just you need the release valve. You need to.
Well, to this day, I didn't know that Queer Rex did freaking accounting. I thought that music was his thing. But then it suddenly made sense to me now. I just thought he was really killing it in his game, that he was like commanding a high price for being such a good musician.
Yeah.
Because he is. He's a great musician. And, like there's an aspect to being a musician that people don't talk about, and that's the business aspect. It's like how to market yourself, how to make yourself presentable, how to make people like you outside of the notes that you play. Are you presentable? Are you personable? These are the things they don't talk about. They just say, play the music and the rest will come. Well, that I think only gets you so far. Like there is some great things such as just raw talent, but then it's just like, are you putting yourself out there? Are you making videos? What else does he have? Are you showcasing your resume? Are you a nice person? Are you personable? Are you agreeable? Or are you just going to be like super ego? And it's just like, I play only what I play and it's 90s hip hop only,
Yeah. And that's the reason why he's always called upon at St. Genevieve's, is because he meets all those character traits such that he's invited back.
I know, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. He's a very personable guy. He knows his stuff. He's very good. He's like a wholesome family man, and I'm honored, that we'd be playing with him again.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty down for that,
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I'm excited at the opportunity. And Jason, I'm pretty sure by extension, you're welcome to join us too, because he knows you.
He's got also EQ, man. You gotta make it sound good.
And then if
do
you
both.
want to just do drums, I'll do percussion.
I do want to hear the Roland though, so I think you should play.
Yeah. Not only can you hear it, but you can play the Roland.
Maybe.
I guess we could talk about it with him and see. We probably have to practice with him too.
True.
I guess, did they not have a guitar player anymore?
They have
or-
2 guitar players, but I think 2 of them are both acoustic. And of course, the mandolin players come in, right?
No way.
The egotistical mandolin player who's just like fucking such a dickhead.
We're not going to insert the name here, but one time he used me as a door. I was standing at the doorway and just pushed me as if I were the door.
Dude.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We could have used them for the Piano Man, though.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Piano
you're
Man has a
right.
mandolin
There is a
there's a
mandolin in the
mandolin there.
Piano Man. That's so true.
Just in the background.
It's true.
Interesting.
The egotistical mandolin player. Whatever, like. But at this point, if I were to go back there, I wouldn't necessarily have a big ego. But I will say that I just don't want to be pushed over like I was in years past, where like, especially Father Alden, I don't like that guy. I never liked that guy. And I don't know what it was really like because I don't know the real numbers or anything like that, but I feel like that guy ruined it for everybody. Like, I think he absolutely ruined it, and I think he made St. Genevieve a hard place to play and to just have fun and run things. Like, he just got too micromanagey, and he was just like really into like making sure the cymbals weren't loud. And dude, I remember like during the homily, we'd go to the back in the sacristy and we just talk shit or whatever. We'd do whatever. In the middle of that, of us being there, he fucking walks to the back, hot mic, and says to the rest of the congregation, "The mass is here, guys." Like, oh my God, he put us all on blast, dude.
Whoa.
He was something else. Was he right? Yeah, he was. But did he have to call us out like that? I don't think so. And everybody since has been like that. Like, I forget who the heck it was. I forget her name, but basically she was just like, because like I was playing drums after you left for the Navy. So what happened was like I was facing drums this way, right? But the mass is that way. So she's like, whenever the priest talks, you have to turn like this. Like, she wants us to face him no matter what. Wherever the word is being spoken, she wants us to face him. So it was just like, dude, even the smallest things mattered with Father Alden. That's why I didn't like his regime.
Well, okay, if we all remember like the heyday of St. Genevieve's, right? So I remember when I was drumming over there, and let's say I graduated from high school, 4 years removed from that, the church was packed, all masses, and because they love the music, right? Whether it was me on drums, you on drums, or every other instrument, right? I just remember the churches being super packed. And then I guess when Father Alden took over, right, there was a couple of decisions that drove people to not go there anymore. And I think one of them was like the church renovation project, which was a good long-term solution, right? But if naturally it pisses people off because there's no parking, right? Not everyone can park on Roscoe Boulevard. So that dwindled the attendance. And then like just never recovered after that. Here we are. I went to Thanksgiving Mass over there, and it was like kind of bare bones when a Thanksgiving Mass would typically be really crowded.
Real like celebratory and nice and big, and for families to come through.
And that's another thing too. Like the masses were packed because they were celebratory like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like, I think it's just going to have some recovery time. And it's just going to take somebody to run it who just knows what they're doing in terms of like the mass, in terms of like, we were talking about it in years past, how there was like Father Marshall and Father Paul, right? I feel like those were the better priests that have been there, that actually helped run things really well. And then when Father Alden came, that micromanagement just, even like his micromanagement actually was just so atrocious, like it just very like he wants it a certain way or something. You remember that? He'd be like, no, I don't want this, and blah, blah, blah. Like, and it's just unbearable. Like, that man is something else. And to be honest, I think he just ruined it. But at the same time, we were kind of moving on with our lives anyway. So it's just kind of like, I guess it didn't matter. But if I was a kid growing up through that, that would have sucked,
Look, I don't know how it is nowadays, right? But to my knowledge, there's no backfill for us. Right? There's no like kid who's like just lives and breathes music, who just wants to play music, and his chance to do so is to play in the church band. I don't know if there's that anymore, right?
No, I mean, like, I don't know. To be honest, I think that's kind of sad if that's how you want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, especially with Father Alden at the helm, there's no way you're going to do that. If that's what you really want to do. If you want to be a big time church musician, you want to do that, and you just want to play music for God, which is fine. But if you're gonna do it with somebody who could promote like that. Father Alden, all he wanted to do was turn the volume down. all the time.
Literally.
You know, like
yeah.
in every shape or form, and that's why I didn't like that guy. You know, and to be honest, like I don't even think he did the whole priest thing very well either. Like he had such he micromanaged, and he had an ego that was like unbearable. That's why I didn't like that guy.
So, I talked about musicians, right? And the decisions that were made across the years, right? There's also no backfill for just like the regular service people, like ushers, sacristans.
To do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for one reason or another, maybe the church is just losing popularity in the community and people are going elsewhere. Maybe just religion, people aren't into it anymore, right? And people just don't have that urge to serve. But that's what I noticed at the church. There's like no backfill for a lot of positions. It's still the older generation that's serving in those positions. And eventually they're going to go.
Yeah. I wonder how a good quote unquote priest, a good priest would be able to meet people where they're at. Sometimes the entry point is food, like events, like have some cool events, like have a fiesta, have a festival, maybe
That's my point.
maybe don't be afraid to spend. Don't be so like you're so frugal that you don't want to spend on your people. Like that's your flock, like go feed them.
That's a good point. And to that effect, I feel like the fiestas of years past were the bomb. Like I feel like people wanted to go to them. I feel like people wanted to enjoy them and have fun, right? I
Bring
felt
their
like,
kids.
Yeah, bring their kids, bring their family, bring like their friends or whatever. I felt like that was the place to hang out with. They got cool bands to play, like us, and it's just like, hey, that's the dude in this community. Oh, he plays drums. Like it was dope. I felt like the fiestas of those years were great.
Yeah.
And then Father Alden came and messed it up. I just feel like the allure wasn't there anymore. Well, honestly, I feel like he tanked it.
Well, the parking lot is almost done, and I think there'll be a fiesta next year to what I was hearing on the streets. And if that's the case, dude, just think about the cool memories at the fiesta. I mean, typically, I think us as young adolescent boys, the thing we look forward to most was seeing our crush over there and asking her.
Seeing our crush in regular clothes.
Yeah.
Because it was always fucking uniforms. Yeah. So like it was always uniforms and as a result it's like, all right, cool, but it's like you get to feel like they're actually human because you get to see them in regular clothes, you know.
And then so you ask your crush to go with you on Hammerhead or the Ferris wheel.
What's the one where you're kind of it's spinning like a dome thing and you're kind of like because it's spinning so fast you're adhered to what is that? What's that called? It's like a spinning.
I know what you're talking about. I just forgot
whatever it's called. That one
Yeah.
pretty crazy, but
Monkey cages, that was one of them.
Yeah, monkey cages.
Monkey cages. The most prominent rides to me were the monkey cages, the Sizzler. Was that what it was called? You remember that Sizzler that kind of it does that thing where it spins you. The swings is always the one closest to the church, the actual church. So that one was fun.
Tim totally remembers.
Yeah.
Nice.
What else was there? But those were the more prominent rides to me. The monkey cages, the Ferris wheel, the Sizzler, the swings, and of course the volleyball gambling.
Yeah.
The volleyball gambling was the. It's like it took them a while to catch on. Like, hey, this is actual gambling, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you probably shouldn't have this at a family event where you have people betting like dollars on freaking volleyball being dropped into like a colored square.
And it all goes in the collection anyways. It's all good.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, you also make money back if you gamble right.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like everybody, I remember there was it was all made of like wood, like plywood or something like that. But there's this little cubby on the side of the black one where you would tuck in your bet, right to the side, and like when after the bet's been rolled, if it doesn't, it was black. The odds were 6-1 because there were 6 squares in that whole grid or something like that. Had the best chances, but it's only 6 black squares, but it's only 2-1. Sorry, meaning like you only get to double whatever bet you put. So you'd put like 50 cents, $1 in that little like cubby on the side. Mm-hmm. So if you don't win, you don't say anything, right? Because then they kind of put their hands there. It's like, okay. But if you do, and it's like, oh, I won. It was like, where's your bet? It's right there.
Untouched.
I remember I did that once, but I only won like $1. And then I bought a hamburger with it or something like that.
Or the barbecue pork with pancit.
Also good.
Yeah.
Also such a classic, Back then you could get so much more with $1. I mean,
But if you look at the
like that.
underlying work that required that, dude, the volunteers, you have had to have a heart of service to be in Madonna Hall, like skewering barbecue, right? Whereas us, we were fortunate, right? We were waiting for Battle of the Bands.
I know. That was fun.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd still play it again just for fun.
I would too.
Yeah. I think I would play the Fiesta just to have fun and just to kind of relive like an old part of me.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, and they're gonna need entertainers too.
So we got to show up in October and kind of just play a medley. To me, my favorite gig that we've ever played still is the one with me, you, and Kurt when we played at we just played 2014. I think that year was. That was a fun year.
Yeah, because 2013 was with Jason.
Yes,
he was there. And then 2014 is when we didn't practice at all, and we announced it. Hey, we never practiced.
And it was still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't practice, and then we were just like, let's just play it, and we played it. It was a fun time. It was a really fun time. It was really cool. I would do it again just for fun,
But like when we play songs, like I was always keen to look at people's reactions, and we'd always get somebody to where like the stuff we were playing was their bag, baby. So in 2013 when we were playing, we played Roxanne, right? And then there was we played Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin, and there was this guy just like with big eyes. He was just like, yeah. And then in 2014, I forgot what it was. It was the sound engineer that loved Led Zeppelin. Yeah, there's always one dude to where he's like, this is my jam. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess, just as long as you play for somebody, if not for yourselves, then that's always a plus. Every other person that you amaze is like, But I just play it again for fun. Like, it's like low hanging fruit. It's just like, all right, cool. We're just. But before, when we were kids,
it was high hanging fruit.
Yeah, it was like high stakes. It's like my crush is gonna watch me.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure I dress really cool, and I just gotta make sure that I play these chords really right. So you're practicing and making sure. But it's like, honestly, it's like whatever. I remember I got a detention slip of my crush for some reason, and I put that sticker on my then Tom DeLonge signature guitar. This was back in high school, and it was just like, I was playing it for you, like some sort of emo thing. But it was just like, dude, fuck, we were kids. We were kids, And then that was also, I think, that same Fiesta where we got in trouble for having the underwear on the microphones.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's funny.
The Fiesta head or whatever his name was. Well, we know his name.
The Fiesta chair.
The head chairman or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He got mad at us, and he was just like so pissed.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's a family event.
And we had like knickers, and we had like freaking like bras and stuff, and we wrapped it around the microphones. So it was very unsightly.
Very rock and roll.
Very rock and roll, but very
I was
unsightly.
gonna say, what was the inspiration for that?
No, it was our friends. Like they were our friends that were girls. It was actually like Janice and Bernice and Maureen and all them. Like Christine DeCastro. Like, shout out to you guys. I don't know what you guys are up to, but hope you guys are doing well. They wrote their names on the underwear, like Yesterday's Tomorrow. That was our band.
That's
and
right.
they threw it on after our first song. They threw it on stage. Like, yeah, we got fans. And for some reason, they gave my cousin the male underwear. But we all wore it like on our heads, on like the thing.
Oh,
and we
gosh.
put it on, yeah. So it was very unsightly, and that, of course, it's a family event, so you don't want to put like that kind of theme. And plus, we were kids too, so it just kind of like double bad, like. So they were just trying to correct us, and of course he was just very mad. Like, take that out. I think there's a picture of it too somewhere where he's talking to the crowd like in this fashion. But I distinctly remember he turned around to me and said, "I'm not playing with you." And he was just so mad. I was like, okay, we'll take it off. And
You guys
you know,
stop playing.
yeah, we didn't stop playing, but we had to take it off. So, we
God.
finished our set.
Your guys' set was awesome. If I remember correctly, you guys did She by Green Day.
Yeah.
You guys did Ocean Avenue.
That was like our song back then that we
Yeah.
loved to cover was Ocean Avenue by freaking Yellow Card.
Nice.
So,
But I pulled up in my dad's truck unloading my drum set, but you guys were playing She already. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Like I could hear it in the background. I was like, this is great. Like the entire environment.
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
fun time, I miss this. I don't know how we're gonna do that now. Like I don't
Well,
know.
we're doing it here
Yeah.
in Jason's
We didn't have the
garage.
gear then. Now we
Yeah.
have all the toys now. You know.
Hey, dude, if we really wanted to, we can throw our own show. Just like we did at
we have
Breward.
thrown our own
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
We
Thanks,
know what
Breward.
it takes,
Yeah.
We know what it takes to run a show now and what we would need to do just to get all our equipment, So we can do it,
Yeah.
if we were so wanted. But to be honest, like this thing that I have right here actually has the ability to live stream.
Oh,
There's an Ethernet cable here.
Nice.
So whatever, if we wanted to live stream an event like on
Oh,
Facebook
dude,
or
that would be
whatever,
great for interaction.
Yeah.
We should.
See the comments.
It's
and have it
low
trickle
hanging
and-
too for people. They just have to tune into their phone. They don't actually have to physically go anywhere. If you really
Yeah.
think about it, they don't have to go anywhere. So I was thinking we could do that too. Like, well, we'd have to have Mike here, of course, to
Livecast.
switch it.
Need
But
Mike, yeah.
basically, that is possible entirely with this to have have it so that this thing can actually live stream. There's even a thing that says here live on air. So that's cool.
And
If you hook it up.
Broadcast.
would the audio, like the EQ'd audio, go into the live stream
That's
too?
right.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
like he would EQ it, whatever on the computer, export that sound, and it'll go here. Actually, we've been doing that in previous podcasts where we do it through the computer, right?
Yep.
And then we put it through here, put it to the computer, EQ it, whatever, and then record as a redundancy, and then send it over here where it bakes it in already. So there's no mixing involved; it's already baked in.
Yeah.
So yes, it is possible entirely to do that.
And then Mike recites the comments.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, the one person said,
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
But no animal videos, okay, guys? I'm just
No.
kidding.
Yeah. Mike is our wild factor when it comes to these podcasts because sometimes he brings up random stuff and then he puts it on the computer. He's like Jamie. Like
Yeah,
in that
dude's a
sense.
brilliant mind. I would say so, in his own respect.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm very thankful and grateful for the effort that he's put in previous podcasts that we've had and having him show up here and just kind of be like at least like the monitor to this and then obviously the switcher. It's a huge role. I'm switching right now doing all this, and then but it's actually more engaging if I weren't going to be doing it. Luckily, it doesn't take a whole lot, and I'm just kind of like peripherally watching it. So, but it'd be nice to have him here. We miss him. And I'm thankful for all the effort that he's put. Over the years and over all the times and all the concerts that we've had. And he even played on one of our songs for the Office.
And sang.
Oh yeah.
He's got a
sang.
good voice. He's got a good voice, man. It's strong.
I ever tell you
on,
guys
Mike.
the story of when I first met Mike? It was
No.
at the Breward gig, right? And I was just like, hey,
Really?
like, yeah. So I met Mike there and I was like, hey, Mike, hey, I'm Keith. Hey, thanks for helping us with our equipment. And he was like, yeah, no problem. And then I asked him, so what do you do? And he just goes, nothing.
Well, at the time, he was right because he didn't have that DWP job yet.
Yeah.
And now he's got that job. So I'm very happy
But
for Mike.
the fact that he was so confident in his answer, I was like, very well then. Nothing.
Sounded like you said your name was a lot of
Never
mind. Yeah, but I'm thankful, unlike previous guests that we've had here who doesn't seem to be very appreciative of our work. So, I don't like the fact that we had, actually, to be honest, the number of this podcast is 27. But we just shot a podcast previous to this that should have been 27. And then the guest that we ended up having just wanted too many things like edited out. One or two things, that's fine because I get it. But you're talking about entire clips and entire sections where it's just like, what's the point of even having this anymore? Where the conversation doesn't even flow anymore.
Yeah.
Because it
doesn't have to be
tailoring,
whittled down.
you're tailoring certain sections, and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
why would you have us do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we shot this thing. Wouldn't you have wouldn't you have just told us like, hey, I don't want this and blah, blah, blah. You know, I wanted to put that one out there because I thought there were a lot of good topics on there and they weren't even that bad, honestly.
Agreed. Yeah.
But,
Those-
you know, again, there wasn't like an NDA or anything like that. And I just respected the hell out of it and was just like, all right, cool. But this is my last act. I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. I was like, dude, I don't want to like have to keep editing and tailoring these things. It's like that's the kind of the whole point of long form conversation is that we can have these at least mostly unedited conversations where we can talk and none of this like, hey, edit this whole like section about like certain politics and blah blah blah. And it's just like, and then the more ridiculous thing that I heard, which is a take. Again, I don't fault them for thinking this way, but it's like everything is political. Like, okay, like why would you charge every aspect of your life with politics? That makes no sense to me, which was like a really dumb take, which is kind of the reason I wanted to post it because it's just like, you know, but whatever. Like I felt like our entire effort was wasted. The food that we cooked, the things that we put together, Mike coming here, taking time out of his day to be the switcher, you know, Jason taking the time out of his day to edit it and to give it to me to finalize. I have all those clips, but I just didn't post it.
What I was going to say is because, you know, I haven't done an in-person podcast in a long time.
Same.
And, you know, my whole experience is when we do a podcast, it's kind of like a special event and a feast in some sort because I don't know if you can edit this in, right? But, you know, we took clips of the picanha that we created.
I'll put it in.
And when you see like what we were feasting on earlier, dude, that shit was good. And then, you know, we had some, you know, other ingredients. We had the cheese, we had the dressing, right? But it is a special occasion, like a get together of some sorts when we have these things. And to go through the entire motions and not like have it materialize into anything is quite disappointing.
Yeah, and like also just look, we put in this effort just to kind of help this person get their own thing going, to show it too. But it's like I just felt so turned off by the fact. Well, then just don't post anything. Like I was like so like I was so pissed. You know, I just didn't like that. I don't like the fact that our hospitality was taken advantage of. That's what it feels like. You know, it's like you got a free meal and all this stuff. And although they did bring some cookies, which was fun, but you know, I didn't really want to eat it anyway. But my point here is I spent time, I spent money, I spent resources to get this whole thing going. And for you to just say, no, that's not cool. That doesn't sit well with me. And it wasn't even anything like super hot takes or anything like that, which is the worst part. It wasn't even that bad of a podcast, you know? So I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to be tied to it. That's fine. Then don't come here next time because it just, so that at that point I just cut it off, you know, like I just didn't care anymore. Like, you know, exactly. Like, you know,
I feel like in that type of situation, if there are things you don't want to be talking about or certain subjects, that's something you should say before it happens, up front. Like, hey, you know, I know this is going to be posted on YouTube or wherever. Like, there are certain subjects I don't want to touch upon or talk about. Can we please avoid them? You know, at the very least.
Yeah.
And not come out with it afterwards and saying, well, take this out, take that out, or...
Yeah, it was heavily edited. Like she wanted a heavy edit where it was just like this entire section, don't talk about that. This entire section, don't talk about that. It's just like that. Those are big sections, and you're asking me to go through this podcast with a fine tooth comb. And it's like, why? You know, like this is already all baked in there. We don't need to do that. You know,
that's not the format. That's not the format for
no,
this.
No, you're right. It's not the format. We're trying to get this long form conversation going. Where it just felt very organic too. We just started talking.
Yeah. That's the word.
You know, and like when you're gonna know these parts don't flow when you cut entire sections out, and so it just wasted our time. Like honestly, like Actually, this is not just the only person that's done this. I've known another person to have wasted my time and my effort and my skills where they think they could take advantage of me. You know, we won't mention their name. I'll mention it anyway, and I'll just put the Borat dancing clip.
Yo, you know what I envision? Like, let's say you did comply and edit it, right? This is how I envision that podcast going, right? It's the entrance video. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go, podcast 26. And then it cuts to, all right, till next time.
Oh my
They
god.
call it the Blue Balls podcast.
Oh man, maybe I should put it out and call it the Blue Balls podcast. But like back to what I was saying is I do know that other person, they wasted my talents, my efforts, and for them to just try to get one more on me by trying to be all subjugative and be like, hey, you want to be my employee? You want to work for me? Like, you fucking
that's
asshole.
tough.
Like, that's no, fuck that guy. For you to just get one up, and then another one who will just call for him to just kind of sidestep us, and then to go to that guy. Damn, that was bad too. That was a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like that bit, to be honest. But hey, you know what? I will say that people waste your time. People think they can get away with things, and if it rubs you the wrong way, there's no need to. And if there's really no benefit to keeping them around, why keep them around? Like, I didn't necessarily sever them from my life, but I just don't want to talk to them anymore. And that's okay. Like, I don't need to waste my time with you guys. In fact, as we get older, I feel like our circles get smaller because you just know who to trust now. When you were a young, impressionable person, you just don't know who to trust. And maybe you want to you value quantity over quality. But now as you get older, which we all are, you kind of tend to value like these long-lasting relationships, which is pretty much my relationship with all you guys. We've been friends for like decades, I feel like,
Well, I know this is something that's going to really bother you, but like within that same group that you mentioned, right? I think you guys have had it too, to where like, let's say you ask somebody to hang out, and then the next question is like, well, who else is going? And
that is so true. I hate that too, and it's just like I have friends who are like that, and I think that has more.
I'm kind of that guy. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that has more to do with a social battery thing, right? Where
That's
like
fair.
you don't know what your social battery is depending on other people. And I'm kind of like that too, if I'm honest. But like, I thought we were friends. Like, I thought it didn't matter who else was going. I thought we were going to hang out.
yeah, but you got to add context too, right? Because initially it was a big group, and then after that, like people bailed out, and then that question came on, like, who else is going?
Yeah. I remember that same person who failed this podcast would ask me that same question. Like, well, who else is going? Like, what do you mean who else is going? Like I made this event. She's like, and then I said that, oh, nobody else is like, let me quit, blah, blah, blah. And just, I have something to do that day. I'm like, all right, you know what? Forget it. I think it was one too many times already where it's just like, that's it. The lesson here is, if people waste your time, they're not worth your time. All the effort that you've ever put, and it's just like, all right, whatever, man. They're not, and I don't think they're gonna watch this podcast anyway. So to that I say, whatever, do whatever you gotta do. We don't have to be enemies, but we don't have to be friends either. So it's okay. Do what you gotta do.
Well, I think Joe Rogan thought that the people wouldn't watch his podcast, but he got really big. And then after that, like, you have people like me who sift through old episodes and watch episodes that he thought nobody would watch.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's some gold there.
Yeah. But at that point, when you get big, it's like, you don't care.
I know. You're already at a point where it's like it doesn't matter anymore. I just think that especially now, being the holidays, just spend time with people you love and people who love you back. I don't really think there's any time that needs to be wasted or spent on people who just want to waste your time. That's it. Whether it's a failed podcast or trying to subjugate you to some sort of stupid freaking employee stuff just so they can make a buck off of you, just so they could take. This one guy also had me go all the way out to Orange County to help him with a gig, which I obliged to because I thought we were cool. He said he would pay me. He never paid me for that. Never paid me. And I also never faulted him for it too because I thought we were cool. I thought I was doing it as a labor of like what I thought was friendship. But not anymore. So he never paid me. He never showed me any like appreciation or respect for that. I took time out of my own days to kind of help him install like stereos in his car and to give his car an oil change. And then for him to just do whatever, like that's not cool, man. I don't like that. Nothing. I got pretty much like only a referral in return. And, you know, maybe I'm just victimizing myself. But honestly, it doesn't feel that way to me. I feel like he really took advantage of me. And that's why I don't like that guy, you know. So to that guy.
I think in that Borat dancing clip, there was like a ride pattern, like.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Fucking Tim Santos.
So far, the songs that are strong with the Tim Santos ride, and for those who don't know who the Tim Santos ride is, it is a pronounced ride cymbal pattern that makes the song awesome.
At the bell. You got to hit the bell.
Yeah.
Right there.
That is the definition of the Tim
bell.
Santos.
The bell is the key aspect of the Tim Santos ride.
So first off, I think it's Who's Crying Now by Journey. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two is The Trooper by Iron Maiden. And number three now is Dire Straits, the live version of Sultans of Swing.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Classics, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're ever gonna have music that good anymore. Music, you could argue right now, isn't even real anymore, man.
Dude.
Like, well, what kind of efforts are people really putting into music? This is your wheelhouse.
You just type a prompt in and then it just spits it out. It just spits. Dude,
That's
that
so sad.
That Smells Like Teen Spirit cover, the funky one is I've been listening to that a lot because it's so groovy. Like,
You get
it's
the
so
feeling that
groovy.
these are versions that people should have made but just
Yes.
didn't because of whatever reason.
Yeah.
But AI is just it's a prompt. Hey, put this. There was one that Joe Rogan talks about in his podcast where it's like the 50 style version of like some
Like a 50 Cent
the
song or
50
something?
Cent song. Yeah.
Many
And it was actually really good. I was like, holy crap! Like,
yeah.
and it was just so completely like winded by how good it was, and it was all fake, all none like meaning like there's no real person behind it, which is so wild, you know.
It's crazy.
Wild to imagine that we live in a time now where like cover bands are just completely inorganic.
It's crazy because I could hear the ones that I've listened to. I can hear the intricacies in the mix. Like it sounds like it's mixed. It sounds like it's done. It's baked. There are drums. There are vocals. There's a guitar. There's bass. It's like balanced and sonically pleasing to the ear. It's like, wow, good job,
AI,
artificial intelligence.
Dude, like equalization and getting the right sound you want is just gonna be an AI replacement.
Yeah.
Now. Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Like to know that you
has
don't
been.
need to mix anything anymore. Like you don't need to use your expertise in your ear, which you know how to do
Yeah.
really well. But they could train an AI to just say like, hey, I want it more like this. I want it to be like this style. Give me something like this. Little less treble, please. Whatever it is. I
Yeah.
think they can get the AI to do it now.
It's only
You know,
a matter of
I'm going to
time.
use AI to export this later in Logic.
Jason, do
I
you
might.
use AI to?
I've been using it for mastering. It really is a time saver to like tell Logic, here's a song, master it.
Is that part of the subscription to Logic too?
No,
Like-
thank goodness it's not. It's a one-time fee.
Okay.
Thanks Apple for making that.
So do you use Logic now to master and mix your tracks?
Sounds like the answer
yeah.
was yes.
Yeah, still use Pro
Because
Tools.
it seems.
but-
oh, okay.
So then, what's the AI that you ask to edit stuff?
I don't really prompt it. It just listens to the song and it listens to the equalization of the song, so the tonal balance, like where the mids and bass and treble are, essentially, and it just corrects it.
So yeah, but like, is it an AI within Logic?
Yeah, within Logic. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, because you
cool.
know that I'm starting to put out videos under Indescendants.
This is going to be a game
right?
changer.
Yeah.
We just put it in there. And
Because you know, if
spit
you
it
had to
out.
do it the old-fashioned way, I remember when we were recording the Undone music video.
yeah,
I would rent out a studio space in Singapore,
right.
and the dude was an audio engineer as well. But as I was bringing my drum set into the studio, the dude was listening to the same snare hit like 50 times, right? And you had to do that for every snare hit because he wanted to, make sure that it was, each snare hit was quality.
yeah.
right?
But listening fatigue is a big thing.
Yeah.
You could be working on the same thing and you're just jaded, and then your day's wasted because you wasted, a couple hours on a snare sound, and now your creative juices are not flowing at all. And then you have to go eat dinner or something, go get a meal and come back to it. But Yeah, we're within our human limits sometimes when it comes to music and like editing, and
That's
of course,
a good point.
you wouldn't want to insert a person's name here, edit the whole cast, and sit there and sift through the whole cast. You know,
True.
it's taxing. You know?
Yeah, no, like AI's going to replace a lot of things, man.
Yeah.
And that's one of them.
Yeah.
You know, like actually, if you think about it, this switcher function, I bet you it could be AI too.
Premiere
You know,
has
it would
that thing, right?
I don't know if they do, but I know they are incorporating AI into Adobe products. Actually, like AI is pretty good in terms of my photography. Like, remember that baby shower we shot? Because me and Derek went to go shoot a baby shower. Like we shot some pictures for this couple. They were really nice people. Shout out Fran and Rachel. Congrats on the baby. But basically, there were a lot of photos. There were like 1,700 photos that I had to whittle down to like 300 or so.
Wow.
And even then, I felt like that was a lot. But basically, like I used AI to just highlight certain sections. It just knows, like, oh, you want the people to be a little bit more light or bright or contrasty or whatever you want. It just knows.
So
It's
which
so
platform
good.
did you use?
Like, no, I use Lightroom. I use Lightroom. So
the
Adobe
AI platform?
Yeah, I
Okay.
used AI. It's built into it now. It's
Okay.
part of the subscription now, to where you can get the AI to just highlight. It'll intelligently sift through, like, oh, you want this thing. Like if it's a car, it'll just do the car.
Yeah.
If it's a group of people, it'll do just the group of people. You know, or if you want just one person, you can kind of just get the ballpark, and AI will trace it perfectly. Before, you actually had to do it manually, and just like every pixel, just make sure you get your mouse right, and just like so it had to be like manually done. But nowadays, like AI just saves you that time, and it just knows, like, oh, you want this one. You want that. Oh, you want to paste the same settings. Oh, it's a similar photo. Okay, so we'll pick this.
All right.
It saved me so much time to get that done, I'll say, you know.
So Jason, you mind if I ask you for help? Because I'm using Logic too.
Yeah, Logic is great. It'll
So-
be a time saver.
I just really need to know the prompts. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That I
yeah.
give to
You
AI.
literally don't even have to prompt it. You just put it inside Logic, one click, and it's mastered essentially in one click. It is
Nice.
crazy.
Wow. That's amazing, dude.
Well,
Click for master, click for export. 2 clicks, but
But then on the other hand, nothing can still replace the human performance, right?
oh, I don't know. That's tough. As far as mixing and mastering,
No, just performing.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
Tim said it earlier. Like you don't hear the perfections. You don't hear the little fret
Rather
noise and the breath.
imperfections, right?
Yeah, the
You know, like the flubs.
Yeah, the
Sometimes the flubs add the human element, I think, you know,
Yeah.
to where it's like, oh, this sounds real.
Yeah,
You know, to where you slightly miss the note,
yeah.
you know, those microtonations,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
where it's just like, you
When
know.
you're listening to these AI songs, don't you feel a little bit uneasy? Like 1% of you is like, this
That's
is
the
kind of
point.
eerily like, oh, it's
That's the
Perfect.
point I was
Weird.
making about these AI renditions, that they're a little too perfect.
yeah.
And it doesn't feel organic.
Yeah.
Like, there's none of that breathing, like I said, like, you know, like where it's like
Yeah.
you get ready for like the loud part.
Well, I'll tell you what, I had a man crush recently this past week when I was, you know, obsessing about November Rain,
Yeah.
right? Because it's an awesome song. But then,
Solid.
like, I looked at the 1990s performance of Guns N' Roses at the MTV Music Awards, and when Axl Rose sings, you know, he has like a raspy voice that's not typical of singers. And it was very grungy during the performance. It was even deeper and full. And I was like, oh my God, like, dude, if I was a chick, I know why, like, I would like Axl Rose, right? But
Yeah.
that grungy, raspy voice is, you know, I don't think AI chooses that first, you know, like when it's creating a song.
That's so true.
Because
actually.
that's human. That's straight up human. Axl Rose is a once in a lifetime voice.
That's a very
True.
good point, actually, because Axl Rose just has that voice. And it's not like the first choice I'd pick, but it is the sound of Guns N' Roses, if you
Yeah.
really think about it. Like, even though it doesn't sound like audibly pleasing to, like, let's say maybe Freddie Mercury or something like that, where his voice actually did sound good for Queen, Axl Rose doesn't sound good in general. But if you put it in the context of Guns N' Roses, He actually sounds good. Now, I know why Derek's laughing because like he's thinking about the particular cover between him and Elton John where they sang Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
And it just like it doesn't sound right because it's Axl Rose. You know? So like he came out during the you know, like, oh, you think you can stop me and spit my eye? Yeah, like it just doesn't sound right? Like it just, and on top of that, Elton John also doesn't sound right because like it's not Freddie Mercury. So like, you know, he has like, Mama, just, and then it's too late. It sounds like Candle in the Wind, like. You know, like it wasn't AI. It's like use Elton John's voice on Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's like, you know, it's just kind of funny in that sense. Yeah, it just doesn't sound right. You know,
I think the closest dude to Freddie Mercury that I've heard was the dude, the lead singer of that band in The Darkness. You know, I Believe in a Thing Called Love. Okay, you guys don't know it. So, I guess we can listen to it afterwards. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Link here. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, I don't know. You know, like somebody voted Freddie Mercury's voice as like the best male voice of all time, or something like that.
I'm inclined to agree, just because of his vocal range.
Yeah.
First of all, alone, actually.
True. Yeah, he had a great vocal range and just the content. Just Queen was such like an in-your-face band, like a true rock band, I think.
Yeah.
You know, like a true rock band, one of every piece, and just a dedicated lead singer who was just like amazingly good at singing.
The whole band, they're great musicians, especially the drummer, Roger
Waters. I forget his name.
Roger Nichols.
Roger Taylor.
Daughtry. Roger Taylor. Yeah. I think that's correct.
Yeah, because I saw that Live Aid performance, not in the movie, but actually on YouTube. The guitarist is great. Everyone, bass player, great. Freddie Mercury, awesome pianist. And then you know how Freddie Mercury, like when he would play with the crowd and just be like dee-ba-doop, dee-ba-doop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. He had like half a mic stand, so just like the mic, this piece, and then just like carry it around, and there was like a lot of showmanship too. Like just wholesome,
showmanship. That's the thing they don't talk about is that
wholesome
Freddie
band,
Mercury
you know?
had showmanship.
Yeah.
You got to keep the crowd engaged somehow. You know.
Yeah.
He got like that the other half of the
Just the
mic.
boom.
Yeah, just the boom portion, and he would carry that around. You know, there was a showmanship aspect to singing back then. Obviously.
Hate to be a sound engineer. He's all swinging it around like on the volume. Like, oh man, here we go.
I know, right? Imagine you have to be on it. You have to know when he's going to put it on or how.
But there's AI now.
True.
AI
now there's AI, but they'd have to have cameras on you now.
Yeah,
you know,
that's another
thing. To see when you're doing these things.
Would you guys put Led Zeppelin and Queen at the same level?
That is a great question. That is a fantastic music question that's obviously going to be debated, and any take you take is going to be
debate
a
in the
hot
comments below.
Well, I'll tell you what, Led Zeppelin is definitely a great band, right? But I think Queen just had more easy listening hits.
Easy listening hits.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
although Led Zeppelin, if you're like a music nerd, definitely you
technicality.
Would like that. Technicality is actually what sells Led Zeppelin to me, because there was Stairway to Heaven and the double neck, right? And then there was like the a lot of their songs are like in different keys or different timings.
Yeah.
Kind of like Rush in a way, right?
Rush, yeah, that's the lure there.
Yeah, the lure with Rush is math rock and progressive rock, where it's just like really out there, like concept-ish almost, right? You know, and Led Zeppelin had a little bit of that going on, but like Queen had the bangers that were just everybody could get along to and everybody could sing. Some of them you didn't even have to sing, like fucking We Will Rock You. That's a song you don't even technically sing. You know, you just kind of like stomp your feet,
stomp, clap.
You know, it just had that aspect of we will rock you. It doesn't even matter what key you're in. You know, it's just like na 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 na. That's it. Doesn't matter. You know, the whole point. And it's like it was a perfect, like, you know, kind of like getting like a people fired up kind of song. You know.
And then there's a guitar solo in that song.
Technically, that song is only like
Oh yeah. Searing tone too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a copyright strike if I sang it right.
All right.
We did all the notes, so we're good.
Yeah, they had a solo, dude. It was really
You're
dope.
right. You're right. I
It was
remember.
really good.
Yeah.
It was at the very end though, and there were no bass, there were
Yeah.
no drums, but the percussion was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Then they got Another One Bites the Dust,
Yeah.
Somebody to Love, and then their other not so well known ones, but I like them, like Hammer to Fall.
Hmm.
Yeah.
See, like, okay, so Queen also had dope bass lines. Another One Bites the Dust is an iconic bass line.
Very groovy, easy. I mean, yeah. If you're a beginner bass player,
Yeah.
that's your first.
That's
bass
one
line
of the
right there.
first bass songs you learn as
Yeah.
like an aspiring bass player.
Yeah.
Such an iconic bass. And then Under Pressure. Ding 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 ding
Yeah.
ding 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 ding.
It was so good that it got sampled. You know.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, those are iconic bass lines that
Yeah.
came out of the bass players, and I forget it, but basically Queen, you know.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'd say Queen definitely has a lot more hits, you know. And I'd say, and of course, Bohemian Rhapsody was just like amazing, you know. As a kid, I loved that song because it was also part of Wayne's World, you know. Wayne's World was a dope, fun movie at the time with Mike Myers when he was still going on the up before Austin Powers,
Yeah.
you know. And then he had Austin, but like Mike Myers fell off a cliff, though, man. I felt like even the third Austin Powers wasn't nearly as good, you know.
Who also was in the Bohemian Rhapsody
This is
movie.
funny enough. Yeah, that's true. He was the producer, right?
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
took on like a serious role or something like that. That's so funny that you mentioned that because it's absolutely
Cool.
true. You know. But yeah, he was in that movie and he played a serious role. I didn't even know that was him until it said it in the credits or something like that. And like Mike Myers' performance was amazing. Like Mike Myers, like Austin Powers, Mike Myers, and then you look at it, it's like, oh yeah, that's him.
Mhm.
Oh shoot! But yeah, like I'm glad he took on a role. That was cool. Bohemian Rhapsody was a dope movie too.
It was.
I thought it was a great movie, and you know, I think the success of that paved the way to other movies that like musicians and all that stuff. So they had that Elvis movie, which I heard was good. I didn't really watch it.
The Elvis movie is one movie I really obsessed about.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it
I-
got you into Elvis. I remember you were talking about like Elvis a lot.
Well, I was always into Elvis, even like when I was younger, right? But that Elvis movie really got me back into it to the point where I remember I was flying from Singapore to over here, right? And Singapore to over here is like a 17-hour flight. And I watched that movie 3 times on the airplane. And when I wasn't watching the movie, I was sleeping.
Wow.
That's how much I really like that Elvis movie.
Yeah, I never watched. Didn't they also come out with an Elton John one?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Was it any
Rocket
good?
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Rocket Man.
Mhm.
So when are they gonna come out with a Billy Joel one that's Piano Man?
Oh,
That's a great question.
Dude.
they need to, man.
Billy Joel hits. So there's Piano Man, but one that comes to mind is My Life. I like that one.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
You're
right. Yeah. Hooky, very hooky.
Yeah, that's a good one too, man.
Dude, we should do that for the next concert cast.
Derek, you got us?
So, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. That's that way we
It almost sounds like the court one. People's Court.
It-
Oh no, Law and Order. That's what it kind of reminded me of a
oh,
little bit.
there
you go.
Nah, we can intro it with that.
And then we'll transition.
Hey, the next concert cast, we should have another like TV show.
Yeah.
We've always had like some sort of TV
Dude,
show, like
yeah.
Doug or fucking People's Court or. fucking
Honestly,
Waiting
the
List.
themes are my favorite ones to do.
I agree.
short bits,
We
yeah.
should-
they're-
if
Maybe we
could
should
stick
just
to
do
that.
all TV themes. Or
I would love it.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh, the Pokemon one is good.
I had to do homework on that one. That one's cool.
That is a good one, actually.
Absolutely.
Maybe we could do the Pokemon one. I was listening to it actually on the way to the LA Auto Show on Wednesday, but you know that key is strange. It's rather not a normal key.
Oh, what do you
It's
mean?
in like B flat or something like that. So there's a lot of dark keys.
Alright.
And capo for me, so. Or not. I don't know.
Or we can just transpose it.
There you go.
We could probably transpose it too. Just have to kind of nail the notes.
Classic Jason there. Transpose it to the Black Keys.
I love that.
That's
Don't tell them my
cheater
secret. Don't tell them.
Jason's cheater
That's
mode.
how I've been getting
sorry.
all my gigs.
Transposition.
I get to the gig.
You're screwed if they ever have a real piano and they're like, "Oh, we need you to play this." Like, we need to play it only in this key. Though.
I just bring that keyboard and put it on top of the piano.
There you go.
There it is.
Pull out the action, the key action, and just shove it in there.
Why are there lights on that thing?
What the
Don't
hell?
worry about it. Why does it sound so clean? We're mic'd.
I know, right? Oh my god,
Yeah.
it'd be so funny. No, I guess we could transpose it.
Yeah.
You know, make
Television shows.
because it's in a minor key. So we can maybe make it like A minor or something. That way, it's all white keys. You know, no
Okay.
black keys for Jason. It'd be hard. But it's okay. It's guitar anyway. You know, so it'll be easy. You know, but we could do that. Yeah, Pokemon themed song. The first season, definitely.
Only
the
one that
best.
matters. Just kidding.
True, actually. As far as memorable like TV themes, you don't remember the other ones, right? I don't remember them.
I don't.
for sure.
You know.
But for sure, the first one was
Oh,
the
yeah.
best one.
Most iconic.
The first was the most iconic.
First 150.
It was the one that brought Pokemon to the mainstream. You know, like Pokemon was just a game at that point, and then it became an anime, and it was like a worldwide phenomenon. To this day, you know what I've heard too, and I believe I don't actually know if this is true. Maybe this is something you guys can Google. The number one IP, intellectual property in the world to this day, is Pokemon.
Wow.
That's ahead of Apple, Nintendo, even.
Wow.
You know, like, isn't that weird? Like,
No idea.
Like, Pokemon is still the biggest IP in the world. You know,
All because of a Pikachu? Wow. That's crazy.
plus like 600. However many
Yeah.
Pokemon they
There are
fucking
now,
have now.
yeah.
So many.
You know, I'm a like more of like I really just like the first couple generations.
Yeah.
Not to sound like old as shit,
Yeah,
but
the
really,
original
like,
is 150.
yeah,
51,
that's what they call the Gen
including
1er.
Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with Mewtwo and Mew if you count 151. You know, like so.
That's
that was
it.
cool.
That's it for me.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah, yeah, but really, it's just
Yeah.
like I really think the first one was great. The second one was okay with me too, but then it's just started to get way too inflated.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just like 300, like 600, 1,000 now. Like, how the too much, man.
I know.
But then I think they just need new Pokemon for new kids, and that's really
new
it.
gens.
And yet, the only one that still matters is fucking Pikachu.
Yep.
You know,
So
Pikachu, Charizard, you know,
I'm thinking
all
a
the
good-
OGs.
A good use of AI is for the next thumbnail for the concert cast is to use AI to draw us as Pokemon.
That's crazy.
That would be
to draw
cool.
us as Pokemon, that'd be interesting.
Or another cool use of AI is to like draw us as Dragon Ball Z characters.
Ooh.
Oh, that'd be dope,
Yeah.
actually. I love that.
Yeah.
Where we be
cool,
Dragon
that's cool,
Ball
that's
Z
cool.
characters. That'd be so awesome.
You gotta do that theme song too. There.
Wait, copyright strike. Wait.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
You know, to be honest, like I was talking about this with you the other day. You know, Japan's. I heard this, and I don't know if it's true, but again, I'd like to believe it is because it sounds plausible. That Japan's economy actually almost solely relied on Dragon Ball to keep going
Wow.
because
Yeah.
people kept buying their shit. People like from Japan. You know, so like part of the reason, obviously, that Dragon Ball went on for so long, especially during that Frieza saga, is because it was catching up to the manga. Typically, the way it works as an anime is a few maybe series or years behind the manga, and the manga finishes first, so that the anime has material to go off of. But apparently, when it came to Dragon Ball, like they were catching up to the manga. And then I think also Japan realized like, hey, people were buying our shit because of Dragon Ball Z. So we got to keep that going, you know. So they milked it out for as many episodes as they could, even have like fillers and all that stuff. So like it's so weird to imagine, but it's so true. At the time, there was no like anime. Like Dragon Ball was the gateway drug for a lot of anime, if you think about it.
Yeah. Well, I was in Japan 2 months ago, and I went to Akihabara. Guess what's in the window case of every storefront? Dragon Ball Z and all the cast of characters.
I know it's Goku. I think they're even having like some sort of like fighting martial arts tournament between like China and Japan or something like that. And like, of course, Japan uses Goku as their primary like mascot. So that's pretty cool, you know. Like, and then China has, I think, they have their own kind of Chinese cartoon, and it's that guy, and it's also like martial arts and all that
It's
stuff.
not Chun-Li.
Chun-Li. Evo moment 37. That's the only time that I ever really think about Chun-Li. You see that dude, Daigo. He like parried every move. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yes.
it was it was a moment.
It was a tournament, wasn't it?
It's a fighting tournament called Evo, Evolution, like fighting tournament. It's like a fighting games tournament. And this guy was on the verge of losing. Like, he couldn't block, because any block he would have gotten hit. You take block chip damage and then you die. So, and you can't evade because that kind of leaves you open. So his only hope was to parry or to perfectly time and block each move. He blocked like 15 or 17 moves in a row. And built up enough special to then unleash his special on the Chun-Li guy, Justin Wong, and fucking kill him. That was such an amazing moment. And it's like, you had to have been there to see. Of course, I didn't see it. I was only a kid at the time.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do at a fighting tournament or whatever? So that was really cool, you know, to see that some guy pulled that off.
But this was early esports, essentially.
Yeah, essentially early esports. They were still all playing in a TV, like an old analog TV. Yeah. You know, like, and so that was, look it up, Evo Moment 37 or something like. So amazing,
cool,
dude.
cool.
It was one of the most perfect moments in video game history.
Yeah.
Like, ever.
Because if you were the audience, all you could see is what Ken, the dude was, Daigo was Ken, right?
Yeah.
And he's just like, 17 times in a row, and then...
Perfect. And apparently it's incredibly hard to parry even just one hit. You know, to do a perfect parry, to time it extremely well. It's all within like fractions, like mere small fractions of a second that he parried it. But he did it perfectly to the point where he parried every single hit.
And this is on a PlayStation 1.
I think it was, was it
Might have
PlayStation?
been, because it was Street Fighter 3,
Yeah.
right? And Street Fighter 3, I believe, came out. PS2 was already out at the time. So it might have been at least PS2.
At least PS2.
Yeah.
Or that time maybe most. But, you know. You guys remember like waking up on Christmas getting an N64?
Yeah. I got it right here.
You still have yours?
I mean, I wish I did, but it was like, 96, 97. Or,
I still have mine.
97, 98.
Dude, you're
Buried
the
with
only
that
one
thing.
who still have. You're the only dude to still have their original N64,
Cool.
man.
Yeah.
Although it was probably used, but that's okay. Thing still works to this day.
Hey, who cares?
Got a great gift.
As long as you
So
still have it.
it was used, but the thing is, like, what, you got it from your parents?
Yeah, my
Like,
dad got
as
it
a
for me.
How sweet is that?
See, how sweet is that? Because, you know, who knows the story behind that? Maybe your dad was like, oh, they're all sold out, but I gotta get Derek an N64 because I don't want him to like wake up on Christmas
love.
Day and not have an N64 when every other kid has an N64. That's love.
And you were grateful,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
You were
Oh
like,
yeah, I loved it.
Come on now.
I think we all did, man.
Yeah.
We all
My
fucking
dad
loved
had a
N64.
friend who he would buy a lot of our electronics from, and I think that's where he got it from, including my Ocarina of Time, which is the original one with the original Fire Temple music. If y'all know what I'm talking about,
Whoa.
which was
Link-
edited
So
out
back
eventually.
then, you know, Japanese stock footage or stock music kind of pulled from other regions of the world without ever really thinking about it. The original Fire Temple had music. I think we talked about it on this podcast before, but basically,
We may
just to
have.
reiterate softly, the original Fire Temple music in The Legend of Zelda had a section where it was actual Muslim chants. And an actual crescent moon, right?
Yes, the
And
symbol.
that kind of rubbed Muslims off the wrong way, and understandably. So they edited it out. Future iterations of the game then had it removed to where they don't have that anymore. So you can still hear it on YouTube, but they did. There's even documentaries and docuseries about it where they talk about like, why they used it and what they did to rectify it and all that stuff. But yeah, to get those versions of that particular video game, I think that because of the allure and the stuff behind it, it is hard, you know, because every subsequent version of Ocarina of Time has since not had that music and not had a crescent moon on the mirror shield, on the blocks, you know. So yeah, but getting back to the main point, like, yeah, man, waking up Christmas or N64. N64 was our era. You know, I don't know
Yes, it
what
was.
kids have these days for Christmas. I don't know what a PS5. Is that it?
A 5.
Probably, yeah.
Is it PS5 now? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
5.
I stopped at 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I wouldn't
PS5.
Maybe a Steam Deck or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what Switch 2. I know that's a
Switch
thing.
2, yeah.
You know, Switch 2 is I know a thing, but again, I'm not getting a Nintendo until there's a Zelda
Yeah.
on it. You know, that's the only reason I would get one.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, You know.
Kids are building PCs. I mean, for Thanksgiving, I was building my cousin's PC with him, and
Oh, that's cool.
kids are doing PCs now.
Well, the thing is, like,
Yeah.
PCs have kind of, like, because back then, video games kind of had to have their own dedicated console, but computers have caught up now where the technology is good enough to actually play games. And they have cross-platform games now where you can
Yeah.
play with somebody who has a PlayStation or whatever.
that's right.
Before it had to only be exclusively, everybody had to have an Xbox or a PlayStation or whatever. Now,
Then you get FOMO. You're like, oh man.
yeah. And now you can play on across platforms. Like you
Yeah.
can play a game from your PS, or some other dude can play from his computer or Xbox. I think that's the way like
Halfway
these Call of
across the world.
Duties do it now, where they or Battlefields or whatever they are, so that they can, you know. I forget, but
Yeah.
yeah, man, N64 was definitely an era.
Dude,
I
Diddy
love
Kong
seeing
Racing.
these old pictures of like these adults now, but kids back then, like opening. Well, of course, the most famous one is that kid who screamed like Nintendo 64.
When I got mine, I had the special edition with the purple controller.
I wanted that one, man.
I think that was the Star Fox one. I think I don't know what version it was. Why was it purple? I don't know.
That I couldn't tell you.
The Game Boy Color also had that similar
Ah.
color, right? That translucent purple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then the game that I got with it that my parents knew I wanted was WCW versus NWO
Oh my
Revenge.
God.
And man, my friends and we would play that on hours upon hours. Like that's like we would go to do on a person's birthday. We'd go to the house, play basketball, and when we got tired of playing basketball, we ate, and then we moved to video games. And it was the thing about the N64 that it was superior to the other consoles was the ability to plug in controllers without
right.
having to have an extension port.
That's right.
Because the PS1 only had 2 controller ports.
That's right.
And then N64 had 4.
That's right.
So that way it allowed more party playing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, those are the days.
And then after that, there was Super Smash Brothers.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
Yep.
That fueled so many fights and arguments with me and my younger cousins.
Yeah.
Like you're cheating.
Yeah, you're
Right.
cheating. Or we just, bully the shit out of the younger ones because it was
Yeah.
me and my cousin who was 2 years younger than me. We were the oldest.
Unplug the
we would
controller.
always-
Asshole move.
Oh, speaking of which, like Tim and I were talking about like when your cousins they get mad, like they unplug the controller, but like
Or they shut off the console.
Yeah, they shut off the console.
Just reset.
Right?
Mm.
I hated that though. I remember like we have one of our cousins. He's like a younger kid, and he's like mildly special on the spectrum, and we would fuck with him a lot as kids. Of course, we didn't know any better, so like we would play fucking Dragon Ball Budokai, right? And I remember trolling him so hard, and to the point where like I would play Goku because he had instant transmission. And so, of course, he wants to get one on you, but he doesn't want to earn it. So, of course, he tries to like, let me shoot a Kamehameha at you, and whatever. And of course, like, I'm like, okay, fine, you can shoot it at me, and what's funny about that is I let him charge the Kamehameha. I let him fire it at me, but then I instant transmission out of the way, and then I launch one on him.
Behind him.
Yeah, dude, it was so bad. Like it was so freaking bad.
I've had cousins like that to where like the grown-ups think that you're bullying them, but like your cousin, they don't know that he's an asshole, right? Like. Yeah, because that they don't see like the bad things that cousin does, but because you're older, they think you're bullying them. I've had instances like that. I was just like, dude, he deserved it.
It also builds resilience. They want to get better, and eventually, I remember that with my younger cousins, they would get better in certain games, maybe not all games, and just because they were so hell bent on like beating us.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Those are the days.
That's what happened with me. Eventually, I was able to beat everybody in Street Fighter because people were like bullying me in Street Fighter.
There you go.
Yeah, I think as you get older, you get better with your eye-hand coordination. You just get better at the game. I just remember being frustrated every time, like I couldn't beat a game. Like, especially also because it's after school or whatever, you're just tired and you just want to beat this boss or whatever it is. I remember those moments like where I would just like give up, go to bed, but then the next morning wake up and then just, I guess it's just being refreshed. I would beat the boss then with like you just nail every move and every special or whatever it is and you just nail it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I would tell my mom, I have a group project with Daryl Parker. Daryl, if you're watching this, what up? And then what did we do when we got to his house? Not the group project. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
Oh man.
We're playing like N64.
Oh man. See, okay, back in those days, you want to play N64 with friends, you had to bring the console with you.
And you had to be in person, sharing the TV, had
Sharing the
enough
screen.
controls for everyone.
Brown
Yes.
paper bag, Ralph's, whatever.
Yes.
Choose your supermarket
Yes.
bag. It's like
Yes.
barely your whole.
Oh,
hand.
yeah.
The Seafood City. Island Pacific.
Yeah, you had to be in person, you had to be there, you know. I remember like when it started to branch off from that was when me and my cousins played Halo. Halo, the first gen Xbox, right? You can have the LAN party to where you can kind of all connect together, right? And you can have it so that you can all have your own screen.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
The same
Because
house.
screen looking was a
This-
thing
yeah, I
then,
know.
and they would
Oh my
get
God.
pissed off at you because they could just kind of you could just take a gander, and especially if you know the map, you've played it enough times, you already know where they are in the map, so you start hunting them down from there. Especially like when it was swords only or something, like that was tough. Like, oh my god.
Well, there was this Instagram reel to where like you had one cousin who was sitting up top, and then there was a cardboard cutout.
Splitter, yeah.
that split the screen.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
And then
about.
that
Hilarious.
cardboard was resting on the other cousin's head, so there was no screen peeking.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just a cardboard box. And then the meme was like, if you've done this before, you know what we're talking about.
Oh
Only the
my
real
God.
ones know.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Yeah. Just to prevent
Screen
like,
looker.
I know you screen looking. You know what's funny? They made a video game that relies on you screen looking,
Oh.
but you can't see yourself on your own screen. So you have to see yourself, like you're invisible, but you can see yourself on your opponent's screen.
On the map or whatever.
So yeah, you have to look at their screen to get it going. It's interesting. It was like that's kind of an interesting dynamic. Their whole concept is based on you screen looking. I forget what game it's called now, but it's like basically that. Like you can only see yourself through their screen, so you have to screen look.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's weird, but
That's a mind
it's like a
bender.
first-person shooter too, just like Halo. So it was kind of funny. Maybe that kind of arose from that concept. It's like you're gonna screen look. Let's make a game where we can do that. You know, it was a cool concept though. You know, nowadays I don't know. I know Battlefield 6 just came out. I didn't care to get it. You know, I don't really have time as I used to play just video games. You know, it'd be nice to just sit back and play video games. And I think that's going to be the thing when we get old, is that we're going to be the ones in the nursing home to fucking sit there and just play N64.
Yeah.
And that'll be okay.
Yes.
That'll keep me calm. That'll keep me from like right now we know there's a lot of old patients who just kind of wander the halls and do this stuff. But to keep us calm, give us N64.
There you
Give us a
go.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Give us something to play with. You know, like because that's. I've always said that people, when they start to get old, they start to regress back to their
They
childhood
revert back,
years.
huh?
Or at least their brain capacity starts to limit back to like being a kid. So
a
what better
phenomenon.
to keep your focus than to play video games?
That's going to be interesting when our generation gets old.
For sure. And you know what the cool thing is, right? During that time, right, there will be people bringing you food, like going during your breaks. Right? If I had to pick a video game when I get old, it would be like Grand Theft Auto 10.
Oh my God.
At that point, you're playing with like meta,
Yeah.
with meta glasses and
Interesting.
immersive VR.
Matrix level plugging in of, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of games they'd have in the future. That'd be cool though. Or maybe even an augmented reality one. AR, I think, is also has the potential to. Augmented reality is where it's like you still have your reality here. You're not in a virtual world, but then you can adapt things like if you were to walk out and go into the street, like there'd be a Pokemon behind the car or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's augmented reality. So
And
and you
you're
go
like-
that way too.
You're viewing it through like what, meta glasses?
Yeah, you'd still
Yeah.
have like some kind of apparatus that helps you see them, maybe meta glasses or something like that.
Shallow hell glasses?
Isn't that who was in that movie?
Jack Black,
Jack
Tony
Black,
Robbins.
Gwyneth Paltrow,
Jason
Jason Alexander. That's right. He was the dude with the tail.
Mm.
Damn, that was a good movie. That was an era again where movies were allowed to be comedy movies without offending anybody, and it still had like a solid message.
Yeah.
You know, if you really think about even 40-Year-Old Virgin, although I don't think you can make that movie now, you can also argue that it did have a wholesome message. You know,
Yeah.
like I love that movie.
Holy shit, man. You've got to get her dead.
Oh man, it's just so funny to see my coworkers' expressions when they learned what a rusty trombone was. They freaking we were just laughing because one of our older coworkers, he started using Urban Dictionary to find out what it was, and we were just watching it in real time. He's like, "Oh, I know this one." Or something to that effect. Man, I fucking love my new coworkers. They're dope. But like, it was so funny to see them go through that in real time and learn what a rusty trombone is. Not about this rusty trombone or this dirty Sanchez, or this booty juice cocktail, or this shit-stained balls, or this Alaskan pipeline. Oh man, so good, so good. Yeah, you can't make a movie like that anymore.
Well, in the winter of 2005, I watched that movie nonstop while tuning drums. For some reason, I just in this once Christmas vacation hit, I was on this quest to like perfectly tune my drums, but at the same time in the background keep 40-Year-Old Virgin playing nonstop. Like I don't know what it
Almost
was.
ritualistic, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your white noise. It just
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
keeps you
exactly.
concentrating
Yeah.
without.
Without actually engaging or fully listening to it. It's just at some point you watch a movie enough times, or you just keep it in the back
Yeah.
or a show. You know, I actually just did that recently with Home Alone and
Nice.
Jingle All the Way.
Oh, I need to watch Jingle All the Way.
I love Jingle All the
Jingle
Way.
All the Way is
Tis the
fucking
season.
classic.
Mhm.
Such a classic, dude. Like Jingle All the Way was such a great, wholesome family movie. You know, with an important message. You know, obviously, the irony is, you know, it really is meant to. I think and this point has been made that it's really meant to parody the whole like aspect of going out there on to buy something for your loved one, when the truth of the matter is the prize is really just the love that you have for them.
Yeah.
You know, which is, you know, he knows my name. Every year we say that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you fucking idiot. His face is right there. How can you not tell it's fucking
I
Arnold
know.
too? Like,
The
come on,
voice
dude.
alone. Jamie. I'm like, who else is going to sound like that?
I know, dude. So dumb. But such a good movie. Arnold, when he was still kind of in the peak of his film career, I guess.
Yeah.
It was 1990s, you know, because he just did like Terminator.
1999. That's
Was it
when that movie
1999?
came out. Yeah.
Until
Oh.
90s.
Nice. Just rewatched Terminator 2. That was sweet to see like the
Oh.
valley and
Yep.
yeah. It's really
Dude,
cool.
that part where John Connor gets off the motorcycle is right there on
Yeah.
Roscoe, like my aunt's former apartment.
It's so cool, man.
I know that alleyway behind Roscoe. I know exactly where they shot that bit. The bit with the truck in the
LA River.
wash.
aqueduct or
Yeah.
the LA River
Yeah.
was freaking right off Havenhurst.
Havenhurst, yeah.
Havenhurst and Plummer,
Oh, cool.
where the freaking dog is. Yeah, that's that. And then the Northridge Mall back before
Yeah.
they had like any of
Pre-earthquake.
those like pre-earthquake. I
Yeah.
think pre-earthquake because
Yeah.
it was 1994, right?
Yeah.
So
So cool.
pre-earthquake, and it was like still the same parking structure, but then like none of the housing developments yet.
Yeah.
You know, like they have now. It's just full of housing developments now.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I don't know if you guys
Rises.
knew, but did you know that movie won like 5 Oscars?
Terminator
Well,
2?
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
too. Yeah.
Here, look, I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, look it
There's
up. I didn't even know it but maybe for what? Visual design or something?
Oh, probably, yeah.
perhaps.
The CGI.
CGI
It was
was
pretty
Dude,
advanced
the
for its time.
The CGI was advanced for its time. That and Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude! Even to this day, they hold up. I
Yeah.
think.
Four.
You know?
Four.
Best visual effects, best sound effects editing, and best makeup. Rightfully deserved.
Yes.
Best makeup, dude. Like when Arnold gets shot and half his face is off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like towards the end.
Oh, then the hand. You
Yeah.
know, when he cuts it, like.
Oh, yeah. It pulls out the skin.
Yeah, and then it's just like, you know, he was moving it too. It was
So I was
dope.
6 years old when that movie came out, and I rented it so many times from Warehouse. And eventually, my parents were like, I don't know, this. We thought like this movie was too violent for him, but he likes it, so they ended up buying it for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So one day I came home from school on a Friday, and it was there, like for me to keep. And I just kept watching it. And one of the things that I loved about that movie was the song from that movie was Guns N' Roses, "You Could Be Mine."
Mm.
I didn't even know Guns N'
And
Roses.
then Bad
had a
to the
song.
Bone in the beginning,
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
Was
that's
that song
true.
When he
made for
walks
the
to
film?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was made for
Okay,
a film. Yeah. And at the peak of Guns N' Roses too, 1992.
Radar for me. Nice.
What
Yeah.
really killed Guns N' Roses the first time? They're back now, but what killed them that first time?
Just,
I don't remember.
Probably the same thing that
Egos?
kills every band: egos, money,
Egos and drugs.
probably stealing each other's girls.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, that's rock and roll. That's even way back in the day. Like even the Beatles with Eric Clapton, that was all about stealing a girl. You know, funny enough, it's weird, but that is how it is. I don't know. I don't know what killed Guns N' Roses, but I mean, I'm glad they're back. I would like to see them. I'm pretty sure they're not as good as they used to be, but I don't care.
I saw a clip of last year's concert. Axl Rose's voice is very tired, and rightfully so, man. The guy's like, what, 60, 70?
Mm.
Really? Oh yeah, that makes sense actually.
Mhm.
It's- the 90s were already like 30 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're fucking old. Hey, but yeah, it's kind of like we got to see these bands now before it gets a little too late. Like Rachel, my friend Rachel, she said she saw Hall & Oates live and she was like, they're horrible. They don't
Yeah.
sound as good.
Nah.
You know, and so she was kind of like off put by they just didn't
The
sing
key
it right.
changes, right?
Well, not only that, Hall & Oates are staying together anymore, and now they're fighting, right? Or they're having like legal disputes or whatever. We talked
yeah.
about this also
Yeah,
in
yeah,
one
we
of our
did.
previous podcasts. Where like they're fighting now. They're like, I never worked with him. I only did it professionally. We don't.
That sounds
I'm not-
something that old people say.
Yeah. I don't know what happened between them, and that kind of sucks because they had a lot of bangers. But now they can't even play each other's songs. You know, like the songs that they both
Jeez.
worked on, they can't play them anymore. Like they can't go.
How
they
petty?
have to come
How
up with-
petty is that?
Yeah, no, but that's also like a litigatory thing where it's just like you can't play it because that has his imprint on it.
Right,
Like John Oates and
Yeah.
Daryl Hall, right?
Yeah.
So like they can only play songs that were original to them now or in their solo careers.
Because that's what it says on paper.
Because that's what it says on paper. That's
Yeah.
correct. So now they can't play like a Kiss on My List or something like that. I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on it. I'm not like a lawyer or anything, but and also I just, who knows? Maybe there is like a litigation aspect to this that's not being talked about, which kind of sucks.
Is Journey together with Arnell? Is he still in there?
I just saw Journey a couple years ago.
Yeah.
They're still together
there.
with Arnell, I think. Although, of course, we're probably never going to get a Steve Perry one. Even though Steve Perry's doing his own thing now. He puts a lot of like short clips of him singing songs. So I think he's back in the recording studio doing his own thing.
Like a
It's just
solo
not
thing.
with Journey anymore.
How's his voice?
Oh, better, because the whole thing was throat cancer, right? Or he had some sort of like throat issue, or he couldn't
Nodules or
sing
whatever.
anymore, or he couldn't tour anymore, particularly. So I don't know, something to that effect, where it's just
There
like,
was
you know,
also like a fatigue factor. I think he didn't feel fulfillment in the band anymore because there's this one YouTube video to where he's like, oh, he's done all the partying and all the rock star things. And I think the question he had asked himself was, what else is there to do?
Maybe he just reached the peak and it was just like, well, nothing left to do anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of sucks if you think about it. Like, but then at the same time, it's like we wouldn't know. We wouldn't. I don't think I'm ever going to get to that point because we're this old already.
Yeah.
You know, Journey was at the height of its fame when they were all like in their young 30s.
We're also not doing it day in and day out either.
True.
Yeah.
Probably to this point where we're like, we wouldn't be so tired of it, where it's just like, damn it, I have to get up and do this. Like, you know, we do this band thing just for fun. You know,
Yep.
we just do it recreationally. We're not doing it because, you know, ever.
Exactly.
Oh, I don't know.
We convene when we feel like it. And usually when we do, there's
Convenient.
usually there's some sort of celebratory aspect about it, such as barbecue.
Yeah.
True.
Good stuff.
You know, Wild Fork, man, they have some good quality meat. Had it for Thanksgiving, had it today. Amazing, man. Really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. But yeah, man, so good. So, you know, like, I just hope that we can have these podcasts. Like, I still want to have more podcasts moving forward, and I want it to be celebratory also. And maybe at this point, we just kind of talk to our guests about ahead of time. We learn something. Just like, hey, are you going to have sections in here that you're not going to be proud of or you don't want to celebrate? I understand.
Yeah.
But then, you know, don't waste my fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like that. I really don't like that last person that we had here just wasted all our time. Just to sum it up, you know. If we're bringing guests here, it's because we love them, we cherish them, and for them to just kind of say, hey, don't actually post that. Thanks for wasting all our time, by the way. Thanks for wasting our effort, by the way. I don't like that. So I just hope for the next couple ones, you know, whoever they are. You know, I have an idea of who we're going to bring next on this podcast, but it's nothing set in stone. And they're actually looking forward to it, too. Nathan, you know, I want to bring him on here. He's a cool guy.
He's cool.
We share a lot of similar, like, outlooks on life. And he's a cool dude. He owns his own business. He is the head instructor at Beyond Martial Arts in Burbank, teaching Taekwondo to everybody, both kids and adults alike. I think he's a 4th or 5th degree black belt. Like, he's the highest one in there. And of course, he's had other instructors and masters over there. His uncle, funny enough, is only 3 years older than him, Uncle Raymore. He started the Beyond brand, I think, out in Bakersfield. So he does it over there. He does actual competitions, Taekwondo too. So
Is his uncle the photographer?
that's one of his uncles,
Okay.
but not that one.
Not that one.
That one,
I'd be surprised.
his art is just photography. But his other uncle, he's the one who made a speech, Uncle Raymore's speech. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I think so.
He had a speech during their wedding, like something with grace or something.
Oh, yeah,
He's a cool guy. Yeah. He does martial arts, you know. So
That's
that'd
cool.
be cool. Bring him
Was that the photography gig I went to
Yes.
help you with once?
You
Oh,
went
okay.
with me to Nathan's dojo
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
to Burbank where we shot like some videos and all that stuff. So Nathan's a cool guy. I would want to have him on this podcast, and I hope we do.
That'd be cool.
You know, I hope to have him next, whenever that is. But you know, I do miss doing these long form podcasts. I really do. Like, it's been a minute, and it's kind of a shame that we have to do this only once a year, or only when you're around, I guess. But then I remember looking back at all these videos of us going to. You were in Singapore, and we were doing it like over the phone. Or
Yeah,
like,
that wasn't too bad, huh? That felt pretty organic. Like there's not a lot of
no,
latency.
it pretty much
delay.
felt like it was still cool.
like your body's not here, but I could hear you.
We allocated time to do the podcast, and then
Yeah.
Keith would be awake at that time too.
Yeah.
You know, talk about the motivation to do this. During those times when we were doing those podcasts, I was coming home from the recording studio to
Post drumming. Yeah.
Because remember, we had homework assignments to where, like, okay, can you do drums for this song? So I would go to the studio in Singapore, you know, like that studio that I saw the guy, like audio engineering stuff. And like, I would set up lights, audio, and video all by myself, right? And that took 4 hours. That took 2 hours. And then the last 2 hours, I would be playing takes. And then, like, after that, I would break down. So I was in the studio for like 6 hours, right? And at the time, it was like 11:30 p.m. And then I went home to go record the podcast with you guys. And then we would end at 3 a.m. But was I tired in doing that? No, just because like I just was super motivated to get this stuff out. And yeah.
It was a different time also back then. We were trying to get the record off, you know. It's actually pretty fun. I look back at that Brewyard gig, and I really loved it.
That
man.
was fun.
It was a fun time, and I also look back at it more recently because one of my patients has like dementia, but she had an iPad where she was watching, so she was like, "Oh, can you put it on something? Put it on something. I just want to watch something or something like that." I was like, "Here, watch this." So I put videos of her. So she's like, "Oh, it sounds very good." Like, oh, that's cool. So we just watched them all. Funny enough,
Nice.
and I watched most of them, and I was like, "Yeah, this is us playing the song," and I was like, she was so nice about it.
No.
So you know, but yeah, she was a really nice old lady, and you know, it just made me kind of also miss the old times where we would play that Brewyard gig and
Hey, we can make it happen again, man.
I like that spot. I like their beer. I like their beer.
Yeah, Brewyard had some pretty good beer.
But we're gonna
actually.
need some help with roadies, all right? Like maybe we can treat our friends to like I don't know some free beers and pizza to help us break down afterwards because I don't think we can do it all ourselves.
It's taxing. Even setup is taxing, guys. I mean,
Yeah,
come on
dude.
now, we're old. But
Yeah, we got. What time did we get there? Like 2 or something.
Really?
We got there 4. 4. Yeah, we got
almost
there
sundown.
we got there pretty early just to set up, and then we finally got to that spot. But then we also have to like set up the recording equipment too. It's not just the playing equipment; it's the recording equipment. So it's just
Yeah.
like, and then the breakdown of all that. And then at the end of it, you just want to socialize, you know.
Yeah.
So you just want to enjoy things. So of course you want to have roadies and all that jazz.
So we need 10 mics.
We need 10 versions of Mike, essentially. You know?
Yeah, we got to make it
Just
worth
get
their while, whether it be like free drinks or pizza or whatever, right? But hey, if you guys want to do it, we can do it.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that I would tax with having them
It
do
is
that for
taxing.
us, honestly, because it's a lot
There's
of work.
there's also some knowledge on like placement and setup and
Which really only
watch your
Mike
drums.
knows. Only
Yeah,
Mike knows.
Yeah.
You know, ideally, if we were a band, like we would have our own roadies and our own techs who know exactly how we like it. Then we would have our own production company that knows where to put the cameras.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
all of us in house.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
to each their own craft, and you know how to set up the mics. I know how to set up the cameras. You know how to set up the drums. You know, it's like all that. All that is its own thing. You know, it's gonna be very hard to get Mike to learn all of that just for him to be the all around.
Well, I mean, we enlist their help to where they can help, right? Everybody can help loading stuff.
Load and unload.
Yeah, load and
Yeah.
unload. I think, but we can handle the intricacies like breakdown of specific equipment, setup of specific equipment.
maybe just the loading.
Yeah,
You're thinking just the loading aspect.
even somebody just back the van in so we don't have to do it.
Yeah.
But I will say though, with everything that we've accomplished at the Brewyard gig, that is quite an impressive feat to be roadie, setup crew, and performer.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
also
same to me,
just
yeah.
kind of vendor because we have to get pizzas.
Yeah.
True.
They didn't have the truck come out when we did it that night.
That was a little bit of a shame,
That was
yeah.
clutch, dude. That was Kobe.
Yeah, like having a pizza joint within like a stone's throw was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, because that would have sucked if we didn't have that pizza. It would have been very
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
So luckily we had at least that, and people actually the pizza was pretty good. I forget what the name of the place now, but they were
Yeah.
great. It's right next to Brewyard. Whatever pizza place you are, you guys were great.
Yeah,
and thanks
it
for
was-
saving
it was
us in the
delicious.
clutch.
That was good. But yeah, if you guys want to do it, man, we'll go to the planning board.
Yeah, I'm a
And
little.
then-
If I'm honest, I'm a little apprehensive.
Little apprehensive. But it sounds
You
fun.
know, it sounds fun in concept, but it's just like I don't know if I want to deal with all that again, and I'd rather just do it here. I feel
Yeah.
like the overhead is low, and we can still reach all the same people, and at their own time too, because they
Yeah.
can watch it anytime.
Watch it
support
later.
us, support
Yeah.
us with your view or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, or something to that effect.
But of
Plus,
course,
like we could also live stream. Like I said, this has the capability to live stream.
It's true.
maybe perhaps for one of our birthdays, because a birthday would be reason for us to get together.
Celebratory.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's not a bad idea. Well, my birthday's in April. Yours is in August. Both yours, rather, and then yours is in June. So it'd be hot. But that's a perfect time, also, if you think about it, because
Not
April
here.
would be
Like-
the best.
Not here. Sorry, guys.
yeah,
I don't want you to get all. Yeah, we get a little too toasted in here, and
you got to make this thing work out with your girlfriend, man, so that you guys can get a place, and then we can go get that girl.
the studio.
Yeah, I'm so happy
Oh.
the universe
me too.
is
Thank God
coming
for it.
together.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
No, like on a serious note, like we should at least do this concert cast. I don't know about performing live. We'd probably need more time to prepare. Like maybe if we were to do it next year.
Yeah.
Hey,
You know?
Bamboo Bistro was astronomically expensive, right? We talked about that.
Yeah, it wasn't reasonable because of course you had to like get one of their packages, and the cheapest package they had was like $2,000. And
That's with the buffet ish. I mean, the
Yeah.
food ish.
and dude, that's even with like a connection.
Oh my
A
gosh.
discount, right?
I think my family friend, her name is my Tita Joina. So she's doing a gig, I believe in March. And I keep telling her, like, it'd be cool if you had a band and paid a band, whoever it might be. But all she does is, I think it's for her birthday, if I'm not mistaken. She's just gonna do karaoke, essentially sing to tracks. And like, I mean, Bamboo Bistro is conducive to that, but they also have space for a band, you know. And and it sounds cheesy to have just backing track karaoke tracks, and then you're just singing along to it.
Yeah.
And she's a pro. She's a
Well,
great
she
singer.
probably doesn't have a band, and
Yeah, she doesn't have a band.
yeah, but you know, like with Bamboo Bistro, I hear it's a very bumpin' spot. I hear the food is excellent, but you know, in fairness to them, like they are a business, and you know, it's not like Brewyard that can host us there for free. Although you know, they may be popular enough that they do require some sort of cover or something. But yeah, the
Ticketed.
stories that I hear about Bamboo Bistro is that it's bumping. It's awesome.
It received some major upgrades, I think,
Yeah.
aesthetically, and even the sound that was there, like, for some sort of a post. I mean, not the, celebratory for life, for a funeral, for a close family friend. But even then, just celebrating with family and friends, like it was nice. You know,
You know,
food
the
was
band
good.
that plays at Bamboo Bistro played at our wedding party.
Played it.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
like though you said they
She,
were really
she looked it
good.
up. She asked.
Well, no, her aunt was the one who I think they knew the lead singer of that band, whose wife is actually one of my wife's coworkers. And funny enough, like they
That's
all
cool.
kind of met there. And you know who I saw there was Jet. You know,
Oh, playing.
I haven't seen Jet in a long
Playing?
time. Yeah, he played with
Oh,
the
wow.
band. So of course they play, and of course it's all aunties and older people. So naturally they love that '80s music, you know. So it was cool, and Derek was there.
Oh, yeah.
you know it was a great
yeah,
experience. You know, it was just like the live band was such a great touch.
Oh.
I think, you know, such a great touch, and it's just everybody loved it. The band played till like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Or at least they were allowed until 1 a.m. It was just karaoke, but the band was so cool. Such a great touch. I think
Yeah.
the next time we have a party, we're gonna have that same band. You know,
Nice.
Oh, damn. You know,
Yeah, I really like to see a group of musicians like that, to where like that's their thing. They all like to do it, because it's hard to get musicians on the same page to do a gig like that.
Yeah.
Easier if you pay them, but it seems like
Yeah.
they've been doing it for a while to where they like doing it.
Yeah.
yeah, and
They
they're-
don't mind each other.
I think they're the in-house band at Bamboo Bistro, so they're naturally just kind of maybe they just do that recreationally as their side hustle, which is fine. I would like for us to do that as like,
Yeah.
let's say like a wedding band or something like that, where you just like play hits,
Yeah.
and just the organic aspect of playing a song is something that people value still.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a DJ unless you're, you know, that DJ that we don't like, or, you know, but basically, like, there is a good thing to a DJ too, because it's usually cheaper and it's easier to set up. A band is a lot more. How do you get a request of a song? You know, you'd have to have it here. You can't just like, I mean, you can't just like look it up and then play it on what's that software?
Some of
Yeah.
them can, I suppose. Yeah.
Well, I will say, I think we're all familiar with the band Freestyle
Yeah.
in the Philippines.
You know one? Mm-hmm.
I saw them live, and they are fantastic. And you can request any song, and they will play it.
Wow.
That's how talented that group,
Wow.
that bunch is.
They just using ultimateguitar.com.
Oh yeah, and also no chords, right? No notes in front of them, right?
They just
Awesome.
know.
They
it.
just know.
They
dude.
just it's all here.
Yeah.
The databases, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, that's amazing.
Mhm.
Actually,
That's what you get with Filipino musicians. For some reason, it just hits us like differently. Music just hits us differently. Probably
Yeah,
from
well,
the desire to express ourselves. So
I don't know, I feel, and of course, like Filipinos are just karaoke monsters, man. They just
Yeah.
eat that shit up. They're really good at it too. A lot of them are just very good singers. Probably just at the very most shower musicians.
yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Practice. That's still practice, I think.
Yeah.
Karaoke.
Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Shall we wrap this up?
Yeah,
been
yeah.
sweet.
Let's wrap this bitch up so we can go to Guitar Center and check out some shit.
Well, last thing I'll say about Guitar Center is like typically when we were kids, now is about the time that you're planning your Christmas gift, your musical Christmas gift. And typically
Wow.
your planning tool was the Musician's Friend magazine that was stuck in the bathroom. So every time you had to take a crap, you would just open that thing up and start plotting your Christmas gifts.
You're literally installing it in your brain right now.
Yeah.
This goes here.
We always talk about that. Like
I
you're
love
taking
it.
a shit on the toilet and you're looking at the freaking magazine or a video game instruction manual, and you're just like, oh man, this is how you do that. Oh,
Yeah.
this is what I want.
Yeah,
This is that Gibson Les Paul Standard. that I
Yeah.
want. Back then it was only $19.99, like $2,000 for a Les Paul Standard, which I think now it's upwards of $3,000.
Yeah.
For the
Yes,
same
it
guitar,
is.
essentially. Actually, arguably not, and it might be worse now.
You
Don't
mean
you
worse?
think? But do you think that the quality at Gibson has suffered a little bit?
It's
Of
not
course.
so great.
I think a lot of them have.
Yeah, I would say that the instrument qualities is probably not as good as it used to be. Because back then I felt like they had to earn your dollar, and after they got a little too up there now and kind of had their heads inflated, it's like, well, we
Yeah.
can put out anything and people will buy it.
Yeah.
you
Social
know?
media marketing can like blow up anything, right? So you could hype up anything, but it like hype up an inferior product. Of course, that's gonna
See,
know?
that's why when NAMM came back after 2020, like we went with your friend Christian, we
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
see Fender, right? We didn't see
almost no
Zildjian.
majors
you know.
there. That was
Yeah,
kinda
almost
weird.
no major brands because
It was
they
weird.
feel like, why do we have to put ourselves out there anymore? We just can reach people on their phones. Unlike when you're swiping through stories and stuff, you can just see our ad. Hey, the new guitar. I get it all the time. My phone's listening to me right now and it's gonna hammer me with more Fender ads.
Yeah, same here.
know?
Like I've been hammered with Fender apps, but do you think that first NAMM after COVID is just like a maybe an anomaly? Maybe
The last of its kind, perhaps.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
that was still kind of
such that there'll be a resurrection of NAMM. Because like maybe the first show they're still kind of like testing out the waters to see
That's
what
true.
the desire is for people to attend NAMM.
That's a good point.
Wait,
Actually.
you're talking about post the big C word that
Yeah,
we weren't couldn't say back.
Because the first one was disappointing from what I'm hearing from you guys, right? But do you think that like later on they'll be like, okay, the waters are safe, we can like restore NAMM to like what it once was?
Yes
Maybe.
and no, because I remember reading an article on why Fender wasn't there, and they said like it costs us too much money. We have to pay NAMM to be there. They said it costs us too much money when it costs us less overhead to just advertise via your phone or be an advertisement and do that. Get our new products out. And maybe they went with more YouTube-y, Instagram-y, social media-y places. And I think that's the reason why they weren't showing up to NAMMs or have stopped showing up at NAMMs as a result. But I don't know. Like, I would like to go to NAMM again. I'd still check it out.
Me too, dude.
you know?
I like going there.
You
And
know?
it's just seeing the whole community of musicians. You see everybody from grunge rock people to like jazz drummers.
all walks of life,
Yeah.
musically.
Every kind of musician is over there, like trying to make a name for themselves or like learn. Or
Child prodigy drummers.
Mhm.
the more
heads,
prominent
yeah.
drum kit was that foldable one. You remember we saw that foldable drum kit, but it was $1,500
$1,500 for a suitcase.
for a freaking suitcase of
No
drums,
thanks, man.
It was
Sorry.
like, but it was cool. It was
cool.
concept, but $1,500 cool.
Yeah, nah.
I mean, it's cool. Like you have a great product. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. And who am I to discount it? I'm not a drummer, but I will say like it's a little too
was
much
cool.
money just for a portable
15.
drum set.
Yeah.
Like how much do you really value logistics that you have to pay for that? But you're also sacrificing the look, the quality, the sound. You're getting it because you're a marching band or something, not because you actually love the sound. But it's great for what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I don't know. But anyway, it's definitely that time of the year where you start to think about yourself, picture yourself playing certain instruments, and then getting them as a kid. You remember actually getting the instrument you want, and then it's just like you won't stop playing it. You won't put it down.
Yeah, dude. My first PDP kit, sparkling red. I was like, this is sweet. This is so cool, man.
And
cool.
there was this one time where I was only playing with a hi-hat. And then
for me, buckets. Just like drumsticks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before the drum set.
Like I had no crash cymbal. Like for a while I didn't have a ride cymbal, right? It was just No, I started off with a ride. I didn't have hi-hats. And then I built hi-hats, and eventually when I got my first crash, it's like, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can accent these beats.
Yeah.
I remember when we first started as like our band with like Tib and all those guys, like we made such a big deal about getting a ride cymbal because it was a crash ride in the
That
set.
was such a thing for us, man.
Yeah, crash ride was a part of the drum set.
Yeah, so entry level. But then that was that was
the entry level drum set. I remember my uncle got because my cousin was in our band, right? He got him a Tama set. And the Tama set came with cymbals. It was like, oh my God, for the money, this makes so much sense because we can get
complete.
cymbals. And it comes with a ride, like a dedicated, even though they were shitty cymbals,
very
plasticky, very like soulless cymbals. And of course you have to get like, I remember it was a big deal because Sean Park had a ride cymbal that Tib borrowed.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal because it's like, great, we can now separate the ride
from the
crash, not just have a ride crash,
I remember playing on that kit. Halloween of 2005, I think.
Yeah. Somewhere along, I was still in high school. Yeah. Somewhere along that. Basically, like it was a big deal to get like drums with cymbals back then. Now we can get them, and it's like we don't have the same context as we did before.
I know, because if you look at our cymbal lineup now, have we come a long way?
Yeah,
right?
we've got some nice. We've got some nice selections. We got some nice gear between us.
So Jason has his K's. He has his new hi-hats.
I
right?
love those New Beat 15.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zildjian. So good.
Mm-hmm. And then you have your 8 customs.
So
you have the Armand Zildjian.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Tim, I remember you had a nice Armand cymbal. So good.
Yeah. And then I have my Meinl Peisty lineup.
So good. Yeah, that's all custom too.
Yeah.
Ear picked. Hand picked by ear. By you guys.
But when you're a kid, you're just like, dude, I can't afford this.
Yeah.
I know, like with what job that I don't have.
Yeah. Because when we went to Sam Ash to buy those, the cymbals alone were $1,900.
That's a whole kit.
Oh man, that's so true. You just kind of like, I guess I can. It's out of my price range,
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, especially, you don't can't do anything. What are you gonna do? Ask your parents to get it for you. Clean the dishes, or do chores.
Mow
and
the
shit.
lawn.
Mow the lawn, which lawn we don't have.
Yeah.
Gardener would do it for cheaper anyway. Why would they pay me when they can have a gardener do it for cheaper?
Yeah, they're investing in your character.
Dude, I remember Jonathan Neri had like a nice custom kit with the 8 customs. I was like, looked at my dad. My dad's like, yeah, we can't afford that right now.
He had a nice kit, dude.
It was sweet, man. It was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
First time I heard like nice drums.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to go relive that right now a little bit
Yeah.
and check out these instruments. So
Thanks,
well,
JC.
we should wrap this up. We should go.
Yeah. Well,
So-
dude, it was super fun talking with you guys.
I know.
It's always
Good time.
edifying is the word.
Yeah.
The edification
Mm.
of the band.
2 hours and almost 2 hours and 30 minutes of chatting.
Yeah,
Doesn't feel that
I'm
long.
here at 2:27, so
Yeah.
that's about time.
Yeah, dude.
Didn't even feel like 2 hours, man.
It really doesn't.
Like honestly, it just felt like we just flew right by, and like, it is getting darker. Like
It's
you can
always-
see the screens here; they're getting a little dark. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
should probably wrap it up.
Yeah.
But it was nice talking to you guys again. It's a pleasure as usual, and kind of sucks that we have to relegate this to only once a year. But hey, we're gonna do a concert cast, so hope you watch that video. It'll come out later this year. And we hope you enjoy it. So thanks again, guys. It's not like the conversation is going to end. We're just going to go talk the same shit at Guitar Center.
Yep.
So, all right, let's wrap this bitch up.
Peace.
Later, guys. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, blah, 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 blah.